In 1 second here. Fast Hockey audio check, home audio check. September 27th, 2014, Wildcats versus Topeka Roadrunners. Checking 1-2. Home audio check, home audio check. Check, check, checking 1-2. Yep. Where the heck are the reps? Well, this is interesting. Correct. Yep, he's grabbing his headset. And that blocked down in front, rebound, scores! Evan Oakley, here's Farmer on a breakaway, Farmer scores! Short-handed break, Benzine in on Zevnik. Oh, and a great left pad save there. Shot deflected, they score! Collins stops short-handed. You're listening to Wildcats Hockey, presented by Armored Roofing on the Wildcats Broadcast Network. And a very good afternoon to you from high atop the K. Yeager Coliseum. I am Ben Horner, very pleased to be bringing you another great edition of Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. We got a good one for you today, some afternoon hockey for you on Saturday, September the 27th. The Wildcats look to finish up a weekend sweep over the division-leading Topeka Roadrunners here this afternoon. But before we look ahead, we'll turn our attention back to last night's contest as the Wildcats really carried the play in the first two periods of that game, coming away with a 3-1 win to deal Topeka their first loss of the season. Wildcats outshot Topeka in the game by a total of 35 shots to 31, but that's a little bit skewed by a 13-8 margin in the third period as Topeka was pouring on the pressure, trying in vain to tie the contest. The Wildcats outshot Topeka 15-11 in the first, 12-7 in the second, and were it not for the strong goaltending play from Mate Tomek, it could have been a much more lopsided affair as a couple of different Wildcats had clean breakaway opportunities through the first two periods of that game, but Tomek stood tall to the task. It wasn't until the first 10 minutes of the contest had gone by before we saw our first goal. Colin Staub picked up a puck in the neutral zone, and skating 2-on-2, he took the puck wide at the faceoff dot, curled around his defender, and played a beautiful pass cross ice. It was a good centering feed, and it landed right on the tape of Austin Beaulieu to pick up his second goal in as many games. That gave the Cats a 1-0 lead, and it was a lead that they would not relinquish. And one thing to note about that first period, that was the first time that Topeka had not scored the first goal in any game this year. Moreover, 4 out of the previous 6 games heading into last night had seen the Roadrunners score within the first 10 minutes, and not just one goal. They were getting 1, 2, 3 goals in the first period through their hot start that saw them shoot out to the league lead with 12 points through 6 games played. A team that had scored 15 goals in their last 3 contests was held to just 1 last night, and that is a testament to the play of Austin Shaw, the big netminder in his first year in the North American Hockey League. Has picked up 3 wins in 3 starts now, as he was just a few minutes away from posting a second shutout in 3 starts. However, Urzowski's goal in the third period would take that away from him. However, turning aside 30 shots on 31 attempts by Topeka is nothing to turn your nose up at, especially since this is a Topeka team that has one of the highest offensive outputs in the league in the early stages of the year. One other note about last night, that was the Wildcats' first home win against these Roadrunners since posting a 5-2 victory on January 5th, 2013, a stretch of almost 10 games here at the K. Yeager Coliseum before the Wildcats were able to pick up their first win against Topeka in almost 2 calendar years. Of course, after the Wildcats went up 1-0, there was no scoring in the second period. Austin Beaulieu would double the Cats' advantage in the third on his second of the night. A great feed from Cam Knight. It was a goal made by Alabama Huntsville commits as Knight had it at his own defensive blue line. From the right side, he flung it back to the offensive blue line on the left side. Cross-ice diagonal pass, tape to tape, right on Beaulieu's blade. He skated in easily enough and tucked it under the glove hand of Tomek to make it 2-0. And it looked like the Cats were clean sailing home, but they put themselves under a little bit of pressure. First, Max Reisinger took a hooking call at 12:26, and then, with the Cats already shorthanded, Shane Kuzmeski got his stick a little bit loose there as he was trying to lift the stick of Jason Fernsler, caught him up high, knocked a tooth out of Fernsler actually, and although there was no call initially by Tim Farrell, the referee, the linesman, Darren Saunders, did see the play, and after a whistle, he skated over the referee and made note of the fact that should have been a 5-minute major, and indeed, they wound up making the right call retroactively, but it was indeed the right call. So, the Wildcats were then shorthanded, 5-on-3 for a minute and 30. They were unable to kill that off, but after that, still facing almost 4 minutes of major power play time, the penalty kill stood strong, having already killed off 2 in the contest. They killed off the remainder of that 5-minute major, and from that point on, it was home sailing for the Cats before Cam Knight would pick up his second goal of the year into an empty net at 1947 of the third period. And it was really a strong performance by the 2 Alabama Huntsville commits last night that led the Wildcats to that win. 10 shots on goal for Austin Bolio, accounting for almost a third of all the Wildcats' efforts as they put 35 on the cage of Tomek. And as I mentioned, Bolio had 10 of them. That is quite some number. We'll see if we can. I'll be interested to see if that is something that is replicated at all throughout the year. But the line of Bolio, Apap, and Staub was creating chances left, right, and center for the Cats last night. So they'll stay together here this evening. Some other shuffles to get to you for the Wildcats. Most notably, we're seeing the Air Force line broken up. Last night, Sherazin, Yeager, and Oakley were teamed together on the line. Well, tonight, Sherazin flip-flops with Nikita Litviak, so Kevin will play with Alex Falconer and Nick Farmer. Litviak will play with Eric Yeager, and Jonathan Lazarus will step in. Max Reisinger is a scratch this afternoon. And on the fourth line, Austin Albrecht will step in with Evan Oakley on that right wing. No changes to the defense. No change in net as Austin Shaw will make his 4th straight start for the Wildcats, although Chase Monroe will back up for Wichita Falls in the contest. We'll get more thoughts on last night's game from Coach LaFontaine in the first intermission, and we'll also revisit highlights from that contest in the second intermission. But suffice it to say, it was certainly one that the Wildcats were pleased about. And talking with Coach Saransky after the game, he had no qualms about saying that that was the most complete 60-minute effort he has seen since coming down to Wichita Falls and joining the coaching staff at the start of the 2013-14 season. Considering that 3-0 win over the Minnesota Wilderness last week, that is saying something from Coach Saransky, as it was high praise from the Wildcats coaching staff on the Wildcats' effort last night. Wildcats looking to go 2-0 against the Roadrunners on the year here today, as we'll get into the starting lineups. First for the visiting Topeka Roadrunners. On the left wing, it'll be Daniel Rosowski. He was the lone bright spot offensively for the Roadrunners last evening. Rosowski, wearing number 24, stands at 6'1", 190 pounds, out of Bratislava, Slovakia. Jason Fernsler will be centering that. This is an all-1994 line. Fernsler, wearing number 23 out of Charlotte, Michigan, 6 foot, 170 pounds for the 94 birth year. On the right wing, it'll be Mike Gornall, wearing number 8. Gornall, keeping with this unit as they were last night, out of Irwin, Pennsylvania. Gornall stands at 6 foot, 210 pounds. On the blue line, Will Scherer will man the left point. Wearing number 4, Scherer out of St. Charles, Missouri. It's not too far from Topeka. 5'11", 195 pounds for the 1996 birth year. A left-handed shot is Mr. Scherer. Ryan Poland will pair with him, one of 2 returners on the blue line for this Topeka squad. Wearing number 26, Poland stands at 5'11", 190 pounds. He is out of Holt, Michigan. And starting in net, Drew Vogler, wearing number 33. Vogler, his second year in the NAL, out of Florissant, Missouri. He is committed to Merrimack College out of Hockey East, stands at 6'1", 200 pounds. Backing him up is Matej Tomek. I was a bit surprised to see that coming into the arena here today. However, talking with Art Checker, the Topeka broadcaster, there were no real issues with Tomek this morning, it appeared. So he is good to, at the very least, back up Drew Vogler. Coaching staff of the Roadrunners, Scott Langer is the head coach. Anthony Bond and Steve Riera, along with Josh Cameras, are the assistants. Now for the starting lineups for your Wildcats, and we'll once again start on the left wing. Austin Bolio, he's on a hot streak. He's got 3 goals in his last 2 games. He's got 5 points total in 6 games thus far. He stands at 5'9", 170 pounds, hailing out of Coral Springs, Florida, with number 18 on his back. Centering that line will be Tommy Apap, 6'2", 180 pounds, out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. 1 goal and 3 assists for Mr. Apap through 6 games played for number 11. On the right wing, Colin Staub. He picked up an assist last night, skated well in that contest, as he has been throughout the beginning of this season. He lost some weight over the summer, down from 215 to 195 pounds, and is really paying dividends thus far. He stands at 6'1", as he is one of the veteran leaders on this squad. On the blue line, it'll be Matt Cook pairing with Cam Knight. That pairing has really come together quickly as they've gelled. Cook 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points for the Hastings, Minnesota native, who will head to the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs next year. He wears number 7. Pairing with him, as I mentioned, Cam Knight, the Alabama Huntsville commit, out of North Reading, Massachusetts. He leads the Wildcats in points with 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 total in 6 games played. He stands at 6'1", 190 pounds, and starting in net will be Austin Shaw, 6'4", 205 pounds, out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. The 1996 birth year is 3-0-0 with a 1.0 goals against average, a 968 save percentage, as he stands in at 6'4", 205 pounds. Head coach of the Wildcats is John LaFontaine in his first season. In his second season as the assistant is Chris Saransky. Tonight's officials, Jordan Solomon is the referee, Justin Bell is the linesman, and Terrence Saunders is the other linesman patrolling the blue line. That is the starting lineups for both teams, brought to you by Pelican's Restaurant, located at 2301 Midwestern Parkway, across from Midwestern State University, offering the choicest beef, freshest fish, and Texoma's best wine list. Visit Pelican's Restaurant the next time you're in the Falls. That'll do it for us here on the pregame show. We'll step aside for the introductions and anthems. When we come back, we'll have the first period of action and puck drop between the Wildcats and the Topeka Roadrunners here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Good afternoon to you from the K. Yeager Coliseum, where the ice is down, the lights are up, and we are just about set for Wildcats hockey. Hello and welcome to the broadcast. Ben Horner with you for this game and every game, as it's another great edition of Wildcats hockey presented by Armored Roofing. Well, today the Wildcats will look to finish off a sweep of the Topeka Roadrunners. They have not swept Topeka at home in some time. In fact, last night's 3-1 win was the first time the Wildcats have beaten Topeka in this building since January 5th, 2013. So, looking to keep the good mojo going, they've won 3 in a row, have the Wildcats. They're wearing their home white sweaters, skating from right to left. That's PDQ across your keyboard. Coming back the other way, the Roadrunners wearing their road navies. It's Drew Vogler in the cage to our left as Topeka skates Q to P across your keyboard if you're joining us on YouTube. However you're joining us, thanks for making us a part of your Saturday, as it will be APAP to go in the draw against Fernsler. And the puck is just about set to be dropped as Solomon throws it down to the ice, and we're underway in the first, brought to you by American Classified, as right away it's chipped in behind the cage of Shaw for Cam Knight to reverse. Trying to come away with it are the Wildcats. Beaulieu chips it into some feet. Staub can't fish it free, as this one will skitter along towards the cage of Vogler. Swung up the boards. Nice touch pass there by Erzowski onto Fernsler. Fernsler will bank this one off the wall, try to beat Cam Knight. He'll win the race to the back wall, but then Cook gives him a bump. Erzowski, as the Roadrunners change up D. Solomon getting in the way there as his skates were hiding the puck on the half wall, as now it's reversed around to the near side. Apap can't dig it free in front of Gornall. Puck up to the high slot there, looking for Rottenberger, but it was intercepted. Almost a turnover here as Cam Knight is under pressure, but it's swung around to the near side on a good support play by Matt Cook. As this one caroms up off the near side glass, out of play. With 19-12 remaining in the first period, we get our first whistle. Reminder, this first period of play brought to you by American Classified, as we'll get a draw right in front of the Wildcats bench. Nice win there by Falconer to find Scatliff, who tries to play it up ahead to Farmer. Farmer lost out, touched along farther by Falconer. Now it's in the neutral zone as they'll scrum forward in front of the Topeka penalty box. Falconer will pick it up. Facing his own goal, he plays it to Townsend. Quickly back along to Scatliff. Nice pass to the near side, looking for Falconer. This will not be icing here as Falconer wins that race. Behind the net, Farmer trying to dig it free in the far side corner. He pokes at it, squirts loose, now around to the near side for Willie Brown. Brown, now Sheridan took the puck, threw it towards the net, but it was blocked down easily by Poland, and Topeka will try to break out. Scatliff overskated it. Sheridan will serve it back in softly. Now here's Tyler Hayes for Topeka. Headman pass, that's off the skate of Brown. That will negate the icing as Scatliff plays this one around for Townsend. Townsend nicely up the wall for Lazarus. Lazarus plays this one ahead. It will skitter down. Will it come up short? It will not be icing as it comes up just short. Roddenberger rolls it around, but it's held in at the blue line by Hinchin. Trying to win it there is Lazarus, and it comes in towards the cage of Ogor, and he'll just cover up as Brennan and Lazarus get acquainted there just to the left of the net, and we get a whistle. 18-10 remaining in the first period. Yet to see a shot on goal in this contest, as there is no score between the Wildcats and Roadrunners on a Saturday afternoon. Rare 105 start here in the North American Hockey League, as here is Nikita Litviak. Litviak, nice little head fake there, trying to step in front, shot from a bad angle, was off the outside of the cage. Yeager will pick this one up, trying to step away from the referee. Here's Lazarus behind the net. Had some trouble, but he'll regain. Now he's pressed into the wall. Dumped down there is Yeager, but Lazarus continues. Lazarus has his pocket pick. This is played softly up the wall for Kuzmeski. Back towards the net, save there off the pad of Vogler through a screen as Lazarus leaves this one for Yeager. Litviak waiting for it in front. Lazarus trying to get it there. Spins it out in front, shot, and it just went high as Yeager tried to pop it home under the crossbar. That was a great play there by Lazarus as now Yeager hustles back into the defensive zone, takes his man off the puck. That was Cam Strong as Yeager almost turns it over, and now he does turn it over. Back up to the blue line. Nice poke there by Lazarus. Now it's a foot race. Sprinting ahead. Here's Evan Oakley. Oakley, his shot, whistles wide of the cage and gets the glass. Albrecht served back down low. Oakley, who was struggling through a lower body injury last night, on the fourth line here as it's Austin Albrecht. Trying to use his size and strength there. He's pressed into the wall as giving him a good bump behind the net was Kevin Fitzgerald, as picking up the loose disc is Will Scherer. Good pace to the start of this period as the Wildcats look to have their legs under them. Pass through the middle. That's off the stick of Fornaris. Picking it up in his own zone is Jake Townsend as we continue to skate 5-on-5. Just over 3 minutes played here in the first period. Turned over by Townsend. Trying to fish it back was Albrecht. And not able to do so. Turnaround shot goes wide of the cage. That one coming off the stick of, I believe, Joe Hall. As now at the red line, Austin Albrecht will play this one in deep. Almost a turnover there as Staub would have had an empty net to go for. Instead, racing away, here come the Roadrunners. Fitzgerald skidded along there. He lost possession. Cam Knight gets it over to Matt Cook as this one will roll out of play, and someone took it off the top of the head there. Looks like it caught the glass first, taking a lot of the steam off it. Got to pay attention in the crowd. That's why you got to keep your head up. 16-18 remaining in the first. The fan looks to be okay, as she looked a little bit more stunned than anything else. Face off to the left of Shaw here. Fernsler to go against APAP in the draw. Face off. Cook gets picked there by the referee. No harm, no foul, as here is Cam Knight. Back around for Matt Cook, as Cook will send it back to Cam Knight once more. Knight plays this one up the wall. First stop to touch along to Beaulieu. Beaulieu at the right wing wall. He's forced wide. Now he's on his off wing, as trying to pick this one up, and doing so was APAP. APAP slung in front to the slot. Nobody home there. Staub couldn't pick up the loose puck. Cook pokes at it. Nice turnover. Here's Beaulieu as APAP to his right. Beaulieu pass across, and it was just tipped away there. Good active stick by Poland to disrupt the play. APAP has it once more. This line continues to buzz. They've been a solid unit in the first couple of games of this season, as now it's Poland with a headman pass. Through the middle, it's Erzowski. Erzowski trying to dangle his way past Cam Knight. He's forced towards the corner, pressed off it, as Knight will bump this one off the wall as it works its way to the near side for Sherazin. Sherazin under pressure, got it along to Matt Cook. Quickly to Cam Knight, as Knight will bump it off the wall for Sherazin. Sherazin touched into the stride of Falconer. Falconer through the middle. His shot sticked away to the glass nicely by Vogler. Farmer the first to it here for Wichita Falls. Penalty upcoming here, and it's going to be against Topeka, as Farmer was hauled down to the ice. It will be a checking from behind call, and skating over to the box, taking that lonely stroll is Sly Sutter. So the Wildcats will head to the power play for the first time tonight. We get our first penalty of the evening. 15:08 remaining in the first period in a scoreless game. Wildcats were empty on the power play last night. They went 0 for 2, although one of them was only about a 20-second power play. Staub will take the draw. Harrison held it at the point, tries to stash down low. With some trouble there, it's turned over by the Roadrunners. Here's Oakley, bouncing puck, tough for him to settle, but it's worked along to Staub. Here's Staub, trying to step away. He does so, looking to play it up to the point. Has a lane along to Townsend. Townsend under some pressure there. He was able to force it back towards the half wall, but the Wildcats can't gain possession, and it's sent all the way down the ice. Shaw steps out of his cage to play this one along, as Townsend will slap it off the back wall for Kevin Sherazin. Sherazin looking to motor ahead. Instead, he gives it up to Colin Staub. Through the middle of the ice here, Staub. Now off to the right wing wall, he hits Litviak. Bumped off for Sherazin. Sherazin, Townsend, one-timer deflected in front there by Staub, and it went wide of the cage. Sherazin back along for Staub, who reverses right back for Sherazin. Sherazin, Staub at the near side half wall, spun along to Townsend. Can he hold it in at the far side point? He does, and stashes back down low. Sherazin with some space, but he has his pocket picked, and sending it the length of the ice is Jason Fernsler. Minute remaining in the Wildcats power play. Shaw puts this one on the tape of Cook. Cook handles Shirley. Now it's up the ice for Cam Knight. Knight looking to dance his way through. He does. Here's Knight. Now curling back. He'll reset and play this one down low behind the cage of Vogler. Hammered around the boards there, but Cook able to hold it in. Flung it cross ice for Knight. Knight has to field it off the back wall as he'll send it behind the net, as this is Beaulieu trying to grab the pass from APAP. Beaulieu reverses looking for APAP. First to it here is going to be Rottenberger. Rottenberger left it behind and then put it right on the stick of Farmer. Up to the blue line for Cam Knight. In the last 20 of the power play, it's Beaulieu now. Top of the left wing circle. Holding on his shot. Gives a pass along to Matt Cook. Cook will circle back. Looks to play to Cam Knight. Now backdoor. It's in front looking for Farmer, and it just skittered through the crease. Beaulieu can't get this one up to the point. It's sent all the way down, and that should do it in the last 3 seconds of the penalty to Sutter. Puck movement for the Wildcats there on that power play, but they come up empty as we are back to 5-on-5. Trying to corral this one in the neutral zone. Litviak left it behind. Stepping forward, it's for Norris. It's played off to the left side, and a shot save, rebound, over skated there. Dangerous play as Dominic Lutz was crashing the crease. Yeager can't settle this one, and this is going to be offside as Litviak knocked it out of midair, but it had gotten out over the blue line. So we'll get a whistle and a neutral zone faceoff coming up. Will be right in front of the Topeka bench in a scoreless game. Trying to dance his way through was Joe Hall. Instead, the Wildcats are able to come away with the puck as Albrecht looks to skate on the breakout. He got over to the red line and flings this one in deep. Bouncing puck is snatched off the backboards there by Drew Vogler. Vogler will freeze play. We'll get a whistle. 12:30 remaining in the first period. And this is a Topeka team that has really made their bread and butter on quick starts. The only game that they did not score first in the early stages of this 14-15 campaign was last night. Face-off, they tie up. Coming away with it is Poland as he pulls it free. He plays it to the neutral zone, but that'll be picked up easily enough by Austin Hinchin. Hinchin, his dump-in was intercepted as Will Scherer will play this one through the middle. Kuzmeski gets a stick to it. His attempted dump-in was blocked there, as this is Willie Brown under some pressure from Albrecht. Albrecht will feather this one towards the cage of Vogler. He will put the brakes on the puck and leave it for a teammate, but the Wildcats are going to work on the forecheck. Willie Brown, he'll grab it on the near side half wall, plays it off to the far side, and coming forward is Scherer. Over the blue line, here's Scherer. Drop pass at the top of the circle. He gets it back on a good active stick from Farmer after he knocked it away. Willie Brown behind the net trying to step away from Kuzmeski. Kuzmeski tied up, but he finds Farmer. Farmer can't squeeze it out of the zone. It's played towards Hinchin. He gloves it down in the high slot and will play this one out into the neutral ice. Good bump there by Farmer, given on his man. That was Tyler Hayes in the neutral zone. 11:30 remaining in the scoreless first period as Brennan will play this one around the boards. Kuzmeski first to it now as it's stashed behind the cage of Shaw. He'll look to step out, now slams it off the back wall, and he'll let Kevin Sherazin take it on the near side. Sherazin in trouble. It played in front there. Gornall was the one playing it to Fornaris, and Shaw made a point-blank save. First grade A look of the game for either team, as here's Falconer along to Farmer. Farmer, his pass a little too hot for Sherazin to handle. He poked it forward, but does no more with it, as this one is in front of the Wildcats bench area, and now Scatliff will bank this one off the boards and out. Sherazin touches it ahead. It's a foot race as Staub will win this race. Brennan tries to shield him off. Staub hauled down to the ice, unable to keep the play going, but now it's Apap. Now it's Beaulieu in front. His shot blocked. Rebound, and he might have played it to Staub. Instead, the shot was blocked. Townsend at the point. It's Beaulieu. Can't blame Beaulieu for going for the goal there. He's got 3 in his last 2 contests. As stepping away, it's Fornaris. Fornaris has a man in the middle. That was Cam Strong on the left wing. Instead, it's forced wide. Trying to knock this one out of the midair there was Fernsler, as here's Scherer playing it softly behind. Scatliff. Now to Beaulieu. Quickly along to Colin Staub. Staub gains the offensive zone. Trying to play along there was Beaulieu, as in the near side half wall. This is cleared, but not out. Townsend walking in. His shot blocked. Follow-up chance, and it flashes wide of the cage on a knuckle puck. Fresh from the bench, it's Lazarus. He'll work it down low for Yeager. Yeager can't step free. Lazarus still involved on the forecheck. Takes it away. Finds Yeager. Yeager feathering it in front. Puck loose. They score! I think it's Lazarus getting the goal. He kept working, got the puck back, and he gave the Wildcats the lead as he finished off Yeager's return pass. It should go to Lazarus, as Yeager fed it into the slot to make it 1-0. And what can you say about the work on the forecheck of Yeager and Jonathan Lazarus to win that puck back? Great determination there, and it will be Lazarus who tucks it home underneath the 5-hole of Mr. Drew Vogler. That is Lazarus's first career point, his first career goal as well, as the Wildcats get the lead. This is the 3rd game in a row, check that 4th game in a row, 5th game in a row even, that they have scored first. Chipping this one in there was Nikita Litviak, rather Yeager, First to this one here are the Wildcats on the near side. Holding the zone was Litviak. At the blue line, it finally works its way free. They call that one unassisted. They'll change that as Yeager certainly played that one to Lazarus. Reminder, that first goal of the game brought to you by Whataburger. And gave it to Nikita Litviak, not even close. As this one is played up ahead, Subri will chip this one back in. Dump this one in. Wildcats can't hold the zone on the forecheck. Now they do on a second effort. Subri looking to spin it out in front, and on the offhand there was Oakley. Now it's Albrecht down for Subri. He couldn't corral. Bouncing puck, follow-up chance goes wide of the cage. Behind the net, Oakley stepping out in front. Shot for the short side was saved. Kuzmeski pulls it off the wall, gives it back down to Oakley. Fourth line buzzing here. Shot blocked there by Oakley. Kuzmeski holds nicely as a bouncing puck will carry him its way towards the near side. This sent all the way down the ice. It will trickle towards the cage of Shaw, so there is no icing as we'll keep play moving. 8:20 remaining in the first period. Wildcats with the lead, 1-0 as Sherazin gains the zone. Oakley now has it. Oakley touches it back for Sherazin. Sherazin has it taken away from him. As coming through the middle of the ice, it's Brown. Nice stick there by Kuzmeski. He hauled his man down to the ice. No call upcoming as the referee is happy to let play continue. Trying to step out in front of the Roadrunners. Bouncing puck at the slot. They scramble for it. Where is it? And it's finally cleared. Slap shot blocked there bravely. Nice play by Sherazin to take the body and keep that one from getting all the way through. Now Oakley will motor ahead over the blue line. Here's Oakley, but it's offside as Sherazin and Oakley come together at the goal line. 7:47 remaining in the first period, and we get our first media timeout of the game. The Wildcats leading 1-0. Lazarus gets the goal from Eric Yeager coming at 7:29 of the first period. No media timeout, beg pardon, as we'll get right back to play. As here is Cam Knight. Knight quickly along to Cook. Cook, play this one back to Knight. Through the middle for APAP. APAP nicely ahead. Played it along there, looking for Beaulieu to continue on. There was a big collision in the neutral zone here, as Staub is able to hold the zone momentarily. Gloved at him midair. Spiking it towards the cage, there was Knight, and it's knocked away easily enough by Vogler, as Beaulieu came buzzing around. Staub working to pull it free on the half wall. He did so, but only for a Roadrunner to intercept, as Gordnall plays it up to Urzowski, and Urzowski banks it off the wall. Shielded off very nicely there by Cam Knight. Motoring ahead now after it is Tommy APAP. First to it's going to be Scherer, but APAP picks his pocket, threw it into the scoring area, but there was nobody there as the Cats were in the midst of a change. Gornall has this one. He'll play it up ahead to Scherer, who moves it along to Urzowski in the last 7 minutes of the first. Urzowski can't dance past Cook and Knight. Now behind the net. Cook will take it. Has a little bit of trouble there as the Hastings, Minnesota native is pressed into the wall there by Hiko Saka. To work free for the moment are the Wildcats, as the referee happy to let play continue as the puck is free enough, and now we'll get a whistle, as I think they're going to say that the Wildcats closed their hand on the puck, so that'll get a whistle, a play stoppage. 6:36 remaining in the first period, with the Wildcats leading 1-0. Lazarus has been in and out of the lineup through the first couple of weeks of this season. He's getting his chance today. And all credit to him, he responded very well to a bit of a disappointment yesterday. He was penciled in to go, but Evan Oakley was okay to play, and Lazarus was the man to make way in front, and Shaw makes a remarkable save. Point blank on Yuhiko Saka, who slaps his stick on the ice in frustration. What a save by Shaw. He made himself big right in the blue paint as it worked its way out in front. Hiko Saka was camped out at the top of the crease, and we get a play stoppage here. Austin Shaw putting on a clinic thus far this weekend, as the scouts in attendance must be loving this. Now we head to the media timeout. It's a perfect time to remind you that the official host hotel of the Wildcats is La Quinta Inns and Suites, located at Central Freeway and Maureen Street. Inns and Suites is conveniently located between the Wichita Falls Airport and the K. Yeager Coliseum. Quinta Inns and Suites has Wildcats fans covered from opening faceoff until the final horn. Give them a call today at 940-322-6971 to book your room. Be sure to ask for the special Wildcats rate of just $69 a night, which is a 25% discount off the normal price. That's La Quinta Inns and Suites at 940-322-6971, or visit them online at laquintawichitafalls.com. Awaiting play to restart here. It'll be to the left of Shaw when we get the puck drop. Wildcats lead 1-0 on Jonathan Lazarus' first career goal. 6:29 remaining in the first, and the shots on goal in the early stages of this contest are in favor of the Wildcats, just as they were yesterday. 6-2 is the margin early on. Face-off. Townsend is able to work it ahead. Could be a 2-on-1 as Sherazin will bring it forward. Sherazin looking for Townsend in the middle. He lost the handle as he was looking to play the pass as Fornaris comes along and recollects. Chance goes begging for the Wildcats there as Townsend had jumped into the rush. Now a headman pass for Hiko Saka. He got to stick to it so there's no icing as Scatliff can't bank this one past Hiko Saka. Played through the middle, looking for Fornaris. That's his 10-on-10 battle as Farmer hacks at him to the near side for Kelly. Kelly's shot, saved there. Puck is spilled at the doorstep, trying to cover up there, and kicking it forward was Townsend. Townsend gets it back from Farmer as the Cats might have a 3-on-2. Townsend along for Sherazin. Sherazin, his shot to the short side, had some room there, but he didn't put it exactly where he wanted it, and Vogler made the save. 5:48 remaining in this first period. Still the Cats lead on Lazarus's goal, coming at 7:29 of the period. Face off to the right of Vogler upcoming. Apap will take it against Maver. One back to the point. Hinchin wanted a one-timer. Kuzmeski towards the net. Snatching it out of midair awkwardly was Vogler. Hinchin was ready to step into a one-timer before Kuzmeski stole it off his tape. They have a couple of quick words as Apap had won it cleanly. Apap can't win this draw. Trying to step forward was Beaulieu, but Poland will pick this one up for Topeka. Not able to clear as Kuzmeski with a good step at the blue line. Apap will go to work just inside the blue line as well, as now he is pinned into the wall. The puck is still free. Now it squirts loose and bringing it forward. Here's Topeka. Sutter. Hip check there nicely by Austin Hinchin as Austin Beaulieu will come back, slam on the brakes, and look to start forward. Beaulieu, saucer pass through the middle. Apap was unable to settle as this one is going to go for icing. Face-off will be to the right of Shaw here after the icing. 5:14 remaining. Cats are able to clear the zone here, and they'll come to the bench for a quick change. Brennan will look to move this ahead. Behind the net, Shaw will leave this there for Cam Knight, as this is Lazarus trying to work it free. He was able to do so. Could be a 3-on-2 once more. Jaeger along to Litviak. Onside play. Litviak through the middle. Jaeger back across the net. Puck is loose, and somehow it doesn't go. Here is Matt Cook. He'll reset. Cook once more, stashes it off the boards. First of this one here is Jaeger. Now Lazarus tries to play behind. Jaeger looking to come out in front with it behind the net on his backhand. Now it's Lazarus once more. Cook holding, shot, whistles wide of the cage, slams off the backboards, and first to it there was Brennan, as there was a lot of net to shoot at on the rebound. Cook knocking it away from him, from the Roadrunners, was Lazarus. Feeds it towards the middle, looking for a man. That was Jaeger. It's in the neutral zone. Wildcats rag as it's Cam Knight, as they'll tag up on a delayed offside. Albrecht takes a bump from behind. He's not able to dump the puck in deep. Headman pass, and that is offside by a mile. And this is going to be brought all the way back down, as Fornaris was in the zone well before the puck even was passed. So the Cats will get an offensive zone faceoff out of this. 4:04 remaining in the first period. They're leading 1-0. They're out shooting Topeka 10-3. And the Roadrunners look a little bit leggy. Meanwhile, the Wildcats are good to go. Tough training camp and preseason training regimen really paying dividends here for the Wildcats, as their stamina is looking 100% okay after the quick turnaround from last night. We'll hear LaFontaine's thoughts on that in the first intermission as the Wildcats aren't able to hold the zone. Stepping forward was Fornaris. Now Strong plays it towards the net of Shaw, and Shaw will push this one along for Turk Scatliff. Scatliff trying to step away from Strong. Lumbering forward, he got it up to Subri. Subri nicely ahead for Evan Oakley. Oakley, now Albrecht has it. Albrecht at the circle, puts on the brakes. His shot blocked there as he was trying to occupy the same ice as Oakley initially. Scatliff can't hold the zone. Fornaris stepping ahead. Townsend in front of him. Fornaris trying to dance around Townsend. One-hand effort is easily poked away there by Shaw. Outlet pass looking for Farmer was in front of him as we're in the last 3:15 of the first period. Kuzmeski settles a bouncing puck. Hit down from behind, but they say an incidental collision as the Wildcats are able to recollect and clear out. Onside, here is Brendan as he had to wait for his teammates to clear. Falconer on a bouncing puck. He can't settle as Poland has this one and will swing it around the boards. Townsend quickly for Kuzmeski. Kuzmeski looked out, stash out in front on a broken play, and it works out in the Wildcats' favor as they'll skate ahead. It's Farmer taking it wide. His shot save, rebound spilled. Trying to come around the net with it is Falconer, but the net is off its moorings as I believe the faceoff will stay down low. Couple of good friendly bounces for the Wildcats in the early goings of this contest. 2:40 remaining in the first period. 1-0 is the score in favor of Wichita Falls. Lazarus has the marker, his first career tally. The Cats are out shooting Topeka 11-4 according to the big board here in the arena. One towards the cage of Vogler. Apap tries to knock it out of midair as this one will work its way out of play into the protective netting. It all again on the faceoff. 2:35 remaining in the first. This time it will be to the left of Vogler. Squirts right in on the cage of Vogler. He'll freeze again, and we'll do it all over again. Apap will take the draw against Willie Brown. Another win by Apap. He's very good in the faceoff dot. He'll come back to help out. Can't hold the zone though, as now Kuzmeski is in a foot race. He wins it there and touched it along the boards, looking for Staub. Staub, nice pass, trying to hit, or check that was Apap trying to hit Staub in stride. No icing here, as we'll play on as Poland collects just short of the goal line. Willie Brown looking to bring it forward. He fights through the check of Apap, gains the zone, trying to step inside. Hinchin took it away from him, and it just squirts through the legs of Scherer into the neutral zone, as this is a delayed offside. Topeka has tagged up, and will play on. Staub will come up the ice once more. Now it's Beaulieu. He's able to play this one in deep, and as the Cats will come to the bench for a change. Forward once more, here's Topeka. Cam Strong rubbed off nicely by Cam Knight, but it's not out of the zone. Here's Brennan walking towards the net, and he's separated from the puck as now Litviak will look to step ahead. Here's Litviak. He gets a step on his man. Litviak puts on the brakes, loading in front, kicked away off the skate of Eric Yeager. Yeager, he was carrying into the slot. Pass cross ice, looking for Lazarus. It was a bit ambitious. It's intercepted and will continue. Strong. Pressed off the puck there by Townsend. Townsend picks his pocket and will come up the ice with it. Pass off to the near side for Lazarus. Lazarus has some trouble, but will skate ahead with it once more. Lazarus, cross ice pass, and Townsend wasn't able to pull the trigger as it skipped away from him. Last minute of play in the first period brought to you by La Quinta Inns and Suites. Fornaris for Topeka. Headman pass is too far for Fitzgerald. This will be icing as Townsend just was in front of Fitzgerald. An offensive zone faceoff for the Cats with 51.5 seconds remaining. So far, this game following the same pattern as last night's contest. Cats carrying most of the early chances. Most of the early play as well, and they're looking to head into the locker room with a 1-0 lead for the second night in a row. Off the draw, it's poked forward. Subri couldn't win that battle as this is cleared but not out. Nice job by Cook to glove this down at the blue line. He touches up, so no hand pass. Oakley dispossessed, but Cook will get it back for the Cats. Shot, Karam's off a leg through some traffic as Cook isn't able to hold his own in the last 30 seconds of the period. Cam Knight will set up shot behind his own net. To the near side it comes for Cook. Cook will play it slowly ahead. He banks it off the wall. Trying to keep on side there was Albrecht. He does so. Here's a shot into the glove from high in the zone by Evan Oakley. So we'll get another whistle and another face-off upcoming in the Wildcats offensive zone. 14.4 seconds remaining in the first. They still lead 1-0 to the Cats. Lazarus has the game's sole marker thus far. Falconer will take the draw against Maver. It's won back by the Cats, quickly along to Cook in the last 10 seconds. Here's Cook through some traffic, deflects towards the net. Might have caught Brennan in the face as this one is chipped ahead, sent right back in deep, and that will likely do it for the first period as there goes the horn. And the Wildcats will take a 1-0 lead into the locker room after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal, 12-4 in that period as the Cats controlling play much as they did last night. This team is starting to come together in the last few weeks. We'll see if they can keep the good momentum rolling into the second and third periods tonight. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of the break, we'll have the intermission report featuring the coach's interview with Coach LaFontaine, recapping last night's contest and looking ahead at the contest in front of us here this afternoon. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Coliseum. First intermission here between the Wildcats and Roadrunners. Cats leading 1-0 on Jonathan Lazarus's goal, coming halfway through the period, coming from Eric Yeager as the two combined to keep the play alive on the forecheck. Then, after Lazarus won it back, Yeager played it down low. Or Lazarus won it back, played it to Yeager down low, and a quick 1-2 passing play. Saw the puck return to Lazarus to stash it home 5-hole under the pads of Drew Vogler, and that is where we stand 1-0. And they've gotten the first goal for the second night in a row out of the Wildcats, and that is something that Coach LaFontaine was certainly pressing as important heading into this game. As now we'll take a listen to Coach LaFontaine's thoughts from yesterday's game and look at the game ahead here in our coach's interview in the first intermission. Ben Horner speaking with Wildcats head coach John LaFontaine ahead of the Wildcats game against the Topeka Roadrunners this afternoon. And Wildcats posted a 3-1 win last night, the first loss of the year for the Roadrunners. John, what were your thoughts on that contest?
It was a good hockey game, Ben. I think us getting that first goal meant a lot. I don't know if they've even been down all year. They seem to have scored the first goal in every game and had leads. So I think that meant a lot. And I thought the second period, when we outshot them 13-7 and had some chances, and we knew they were going to give us a pushback, but I thought our guys really played strong defensively and offensively, took the puck to the net better than we have all year, and played better in our own end than we have all year. So it was, you got to do that against the best team, right? You got to keep getting better. Third period, we had 10 minutes to kill. We had 10 minutes of penalty kill, and give the guys credit because that was a tough period to play, and to only give up the 1 5-on-3. Our penalty kill did a great job.
We'll touch on the penalty kill in just a second, but the Roadrunners had scored within the first 10 minutes of the contest in 4 of 6 games heading into last night. Was that a benchmark that you were trying to reach, get through the first 10 minutes and see what will happen, or is that just kind of happenstance?
No, we did talk about the fact that these guys have scored early and they've scored a lot. I mean, it seems like those 4 games where they scored before the 10-minute mark, they didn't just score one. It was 2, 3, 4-0 after one. When you're playing a team that's undefeated and so dominant, the guys know that we got to play our best, and so they knew right from the start. And the trend that's been nice to see is the last 4 games we've had the lead or had the lead going into the third period, which is key. So it's a lot easier than playing from behind like we did our first 3 games.
Let's go back to that penalty kill in the third period. A 5-on-3. The Roadrunners score to make it 5-4, and then there's still almost 4 minutes of major penalty time to kill off. What did you say to your guys on the bench?
We didn't say anything. The guys rallied themselves and said, hey guys, let's kill this off. No harm. Let's not worry about it. And I thought the guys did a great job. In fact, they didn't have nearly as much zone possession like they'd had the first 1 or 2 power plays. But that was it was tough because that wasn't the first penalty kill of the period. We'd already killed off 4 minutes before that, and you start adding up. It was half the period was penalty kill, but our penalty kill guys were getting a little tired towards the end. But I tell you, give them credit; they had great resolve to get it done.
Let's talk about the energy level at this point. Quick turnaround from last night's game to the afternoon matinee here. What do you look for in your guys? Do you look for the same quick start, or do you want to see them perhaps conserve a little bit of energy, sit back, and then wait for their chance?
No, I mean both teams are in the same boat, right? So there's not anything different there. And heck, we just played 4 games in 4 days, and I thought our 4th game we still had jumps. So there's really no reason why we shouldn't be ready to play this game and still be ready to play hard. When we played, it's very similar to when we played in Blaine last week when we had to play a 7:45 game and then turn around and play a 1:15 game. So it's not much different. And that was our best game of the tournament, 3-0 against the Wilderness. So there's no reason the guys shouldn't be ready to play.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Ben.
Almost prophetic from Coach LaFontaine. He said that there was no reason the guys shouldn't be ready to play, and ready to play they were. They lead in shots on goal 12-4, and the Cats also lead where it matters most, 1-0, thanks to a goal from Jonathan Lazarus coming from Eric Yeager. Announced it as Nikita Litviak in the arena at the time. However, that was certainly not the case, as I checked with the Wildcats scratches, taking care of the stats to my right, and they had it as I did. Yeager passing it in front for Lazarus, and Lazarus tucked it home. No scoreboard to get to you, as this is the only game going on this afternoon. Everything else is later on tonight. We'll run down the matchups, however, as Michigan will wrap up their series against the Johnstown Tomahawks. They stumbled 2-1, did the Warriors, in their home opener last night. A good solid win for Johnstown. Also in Michigan, the Sioux Eagles will look to rebound from a 6-3 loss to Keystone last night, as we'll see if they can even up that, or if they can salvage a split out of that series. In Amarillo, after the Bulls lost last night, lost 5-3 to Rio Grande Valley, as the Bees spoiled the Bulls' homecoming. They'll go at it again at 7:05 tonight. Minnesota Magicians hosting the Kenai River Brown Bears, 7:05, the start time in that one. Also in Minnesota, the Wilderness will play host to the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. The Wilderness took a 4-3 win last night, and not quite sure what to make of Fairbanks at this point. They've lost quite a few, and they've gotten off to a fairly slow start in this year, where they are coming in as the defending national champions. Janesville will host the Springfield Junior Blues at 7 o'clock tonight. That's in Janesville, Wisconsin. Lone Star in Corpus Christi this evening. The Ice Rays, with their home opener, will host the Brahmas at 7:05 today and tomorrow. Bismarck hosting the Austin Bruins this evening, as Brookings taking on the Aberdeen Wings. Interesting there. Minot is now off tonight. They had played Austin last night, so Austin goes from Minot to Bismarck in Montana, as that should be a good battle between those two. And later on, at 7:05 Pacific time, Wenatchee will host the Odessa Jackalopes. Terry Sporting Goods out-of-town scoreboard will step aside here, as we'll wrap up intermission. When we return, we'll have the second period of action between the Wildcats and the Topeka Roadrunners. Don't go anywhere. It's Wildcats Hockey, presented by Armored Roofing on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Back to the K. Yeager Coliseum, second period headed your way, presented by American Classified. Ben Horner with you as it's an afternoon edition of Wildcats hockey presented by Armored Roofing here on a Saturday afternoon in Wichita Falls. Falls Fest here this evening over at Lucy Park, so the Cats getting an afternoon game in today so that they and all the fans can head out to Lucy Park and not miss a minute of the action. It's Skate into Scouting Day here at the Wildcats. We had a great event this morning with a lot of Boy Scouts and Bobcats and all kinds of younger Boy Scouts in their first years or second years coming and getting their first badges. And a lot of them have stuck around and taken in a fairly entertaining first period of action. We'll see what the second period will hold. Ends. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the frame. Cats going left to right across your screen. That's Q to P across your keyboard. Topeka countering the other way as Hiko Sako will take the draw against Mr. APAP to get us going. No carryover penalties to speak of as we are back to play off the draw. It squirts to the near side and it will be played in deep there by Topeka. Townsend has some trouble with it there, trying to work it free, and doing so was Jake, and still look to bring this one ahead. Beaulieu, nice pass, in stride, it's APAP, diving play to touch it along to Staub. Here's Staub's shot spilled there by Vogler after he made the save. APAP has it in his feet, banks it off the wall to Scatliff. Scatliff, good poke there. Now it's still loose in front. Beaulieu jams at it on the doorstep, and able to poke it wide there was Vogler. Scatliff with another good hold. This time on a second look, he wasn't able to keep it in as it just skittered away from his glove hand. Back to it here are the Wildcats as Scatliff bumps it off the wall for Townsend. Up ahead to Staub. Staub with a man to his left, that's Sherazin. Staub gets a step in front. Staub shot. Oh, and a save there, and the net is poked off its moorings by Vogler. Staub got a head full of steam through the neutral zone, racing up the left wing wall. He cut inside, not for the first time that we've seen him do that. He definitely has picked up at least a step in his stride. As I mentioned it last night, not to harp on it though, but you can't say enough about the work that Colin Staub did to get himself ready to lead this team, both mentally and also physically. A lot of work with a power skating instructor over the summer, and he lost some weight, which has really helped quicken him up. Here's Rosowski feeding it forward, and Fernsler has it swatted away from him at the last second. Cook, under some pressure there, he loses out to Gornall, but coming along to help out was Falconer as Sherazin plays this one through the middle. Farmer, touch pass looking for Falconer back in front towards the net, and Farmer had all of the cage to aim at. He was lunging and reaching the whole way, threw his stick blade at it. He got his toe on that, and it just sailed up into the protective netting. Great passing play there between Farmer and Falconer, but just a fraction of an inch too far ahead of Farmer for him to direct home. 18:45 remaining in the second period. We're back to play here. We get a whistle immediately. I think there might be an issue with the ice. So we'll do the face-off once more in the neutral zone. A few seconds tick off the clock. 18:42 remaining in the second. We'll do it again, this time on the far side, as Falconer will take the draw against Maver. Tied up off the draw. He tried to poke it back to Kuzmeski. It worked free, but now Farmer on a good back check to help out is able to work this one and regain possession. Turned over, however, here is Sutter at the circle. His shot saved there by Shaw. The rebound knocked away to the corner. Maver loading a shot. After a couple of stick handles, that went high and got the glass off a deflection. Farmer can't clear, as this is Sutter getting rode into the wall there legally by Hinchin. Maver coming along to try and help out. He pulled it free, but Kuzmeski stripped him, as this is Kuzmeski up along for Sherazin. Skipped over his stick. Spiked back in. Will this be icing? No, it will not, as we'll play on as Sherazin, or check that, Hinchin is first back to it. Jack Kelly in the neutral zone as Topeka has to tag up on a delayed offside. They do so. A loose puck is pitchforked out of the zone there nicely by Kuzmeski. Poland hung up there as that was Sherazin getting it his way. Falconer will force this one in deep, and the Wildcats will change. Kelly. Man pass. This one will bank off the boards, land on the stick of Townsend, and Townsend will retreat before playing it up the ice for Lazarus. Nice pass to Yeager now. Yeager looking to motor ahead to the near side. Townsend will chip this one in, not able to get it past the onrushing Poland. On a second look, Kuzmeski will come along and play it in deeper as the Wildcats continue the forecheck. Long here at his own blue line was Fitzgerald. Now he gains his own, hooked off it, no call upcoming. Interesting one there from Solomon as Yeager is fighting through the check as the Cats gain the zone. Litviak, he left it behind. It works its way to the neutral zone once more. Townsend slinging this one in deep as the Cats tag up and keep the forecheck rolling. Forced to the neutral zone once more. Townsend gives this one back to Scatliff. And Scatliff will put it on his backhand before playing this one in deep. Out of his cage there, and we'll move it along quickly though. Now to the near side, it's held by Scatliff once more. His pass hard around to the near side. It banks off the wall as Subri was fresh from the bench. Here's Subri trying to touch it in front. Instead, up to the point for Hinchin. Hinchin's shot loads high and gets the glass as he had all the time in the world to release that one. Subri in front. Here's Albrecht trying to pull the trigger. Subri can't kick it to himself. Albrecht can't hold the zone as here is Hinchin in the neutral zone. Backhand quickly along to Kuzmeski. Kuzmeski will gallop forward and drop pass. Here's Albrecht. Albrecht looking to go in front with it. Forced behind the net. Can't fight through the check of Hikosaka as it's turned over. And picking it up here is Sean Brennan. Brennan up ahead. Good bump there by Subri as he separates his man from the puck. Hinchin toe picks there. So Hikosaka will get first to this one. Played out in front. And it's popped up high and into the protective netting as that was Cam Strong. And he and Hinchin have a little bit extra for one another before heading to the bench areas. 15:58 remaining in the first period. While in the second period, Wildcats leading 1-0. My goodness, as I struggle to keep my facts straight here. Faceoff will be to the right of Austin Shaw with 15:58 remaining in the second period. APAP will take the draw against Hikosaka. We are down to 2 officials. I've just noticed this. There is only a referee and 1 linesman out there. Not sure what happened to the other linesman. We'll see if we can't get some word on that and pass it along to you as Beaulieu plays this ahead for APAP. APAP, Kelly. Kuzmeski, nice keep in there at the blue line. Can he hold his own? No, he's not able to, as it's in the neutral ice for Fornaris to move forward for Topeka. Banks softly ahead. First to it here is Cam Strong, trying to step in front, save there, puck loose in the blue paint. Strong can't pull it free, and now Beaulieu will grab it. Beaulieu with APAP to his right, uses APAP at the right wing wall, drop for Beaulieu. Beaulieu loading shot, sticked away there as Staub was crashing looking for a rebound. Hikosaka softly ahead to Cam Strong. Strong back up the ice as he is at the right wing wall and puts it in behind the cage of Shaw. Motor ahead. He gains the offensive zone, pitches this one in deep, and will go in after it as the Wildcats were changing lines there. Farmer can't get to that puck first, as this is Fernsler heading off to the right wing side to pick this one up. Onside play. Here is Orzowski. Farmer will take it away, stick handle through Gornal, and look to come up the ice. He hits Sherazin in stride. Sherazin chips this one past the D-man, and will go in after it. Here's Sherazin looking to play it around. He'll skate all the way around the net. Still, cross-ice pass. Here's Cook, loading, holding, shot, saved, rebound. Cook slams at it. Where's the puck? We play on, and finally we get the whistle. Cook had all the time in the world to shoot from the circle. His shot might have been partially blocked. Vogler had no idea where that was. It was underneath his pad, and he was able to get the whistle. The Wildcats with some good puck movement and some very creative zone entries. Off to the right of Vogler here. I noticed at one point in the early stages of this period that someone wearing orange armbands had waved off an icing, and I thought it was odd, but it took me until about a minute or two ago to figure out why that was. As this one skitters down on the cage of Shaw, he will cover up. No icing as it was on net, so we'll change the venue of play. It's in the Wildcats' defensive zone now with 14:27 remaining in the second period. Against Maver. They tie up as coming along it's Townsend giving it over to Litviak. Litviak, pass dangerous, he turned it over. Brennan, slap shot, hit the post and didn't go. Living dangerously there were the Wildcats as Litviak turned it over. Now they're able to clear the zone. This will be icing as Brennan chases it back. below the goal line. Not sure what he was trying to do there. Just put it right onto the tape of Brennan, who blasted a slap shot from inside the left point. And it's clanged off the iron where the crossbar meets the post. Quick look to our checker to see if he thought that might have went in. For a split second, I thought it might have, as here's Orzowski unable to pull it free. Now trying to step forward, it's Lazarus. He'll take it wide and create some space. Lazarus puts on the brakes at the half wall, waiting for reinforcements. Now his shot off a leg and into the protective netting with 13:57 remaining in the second period. Just received word from one of the off-ice officials that the third official, whoever it may be, was late getting to the game. I didn't even notice that the Cats that this game started with two officials. I beg your pardon, as his car broke down, and he should be here by the third period. We'll wait and see on that one. Either way, Orzowski flings this one cross ice for Gorinal, but Cook will spike it away from him. Nice saucer pass there by Albrecht. He hits Cam Knight with a nice little head fake. Here's Knight into the zone. His shot saved and held there by Vogler. He had some trouble. 13:39 remaining in the second period. I'll have to talk to Art Checker, the Topeka broadcaster, in the intermission to see if he noticed that we were going with two officials. Either way, we'll play on here. That's really kind of inconsequential to the game, but still an interesting tidbit on the season. Faceoff coming to the left of Drew Vogler in the Wildcats offensive zone. Subri will take the draw against Tico Saka. Draw. It's tied up. Hinchin was stepping on it. Now Oakley trying to win it back to the point. He's bumped down and dispossessed. Coming along to support was Subri as a two-side battle ensues, but Hiko Saka will win this one for Topeka. Scherer off the boards. It's turned over as Oakley will spike it back into the offensive zone. Back into the neutral ice once more for Fornaris, as this is Oakley now in the slot. Down low, here's Albrecht. His shot and a pad save there by Vogler. Nobody there on the rebound. Hinchin goes down to the ice. Trying to motor ahead, here's Lutz. Has a man in the middle. Lutz shot save there, and this one gets the glass. Scherer's in, not able to clear the zone. Now that was Albrecht. On a dump in down low, Hinchin isn't able to grab the puck. Fornaris bumped off it there by Subri. Stepping away is Fornaris, and a good sprawling play by Kuzmeski to separate him from the disc. Kuzmeski will bump it off the back wall for Hinchin. Austin Hinchin. Now we see the third referee rolling in as we speak, as we'll see when he gets onto the ice. Here's Kelly. Plays it down low into the corner. First to it here is Maver. Maver worked over a little bit, but he maintains possession and reverses into the corner once more. Wildcats having a little bit of trouble clearing the zone right now. This fourth line is tired and needs a change, as this is Kuzmeski turning it over again towards the net. Off a body, it's Willie Brown, and he's forced to the corner and has it separated from him as Oakley will ramp this one off the glass into the neutral zone. Good play there by Oakley, as the Cats are going to be able to get a quick change on here, at least partially. Willie Brown into the zone. In front, save there by Shaw, as hooking, I believe that was Sly Sutter who got hooked. Kuzmeski had to take that one, as all alone in front was Sly Sutter. Shaw made the save, but the Wildcats will be shorthanded for the first time tonight. They'll head to the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill, just the second penalty call of the evening. Faceoff will come to the right of Shaw. Wildcats gave up a power play goal last night, but the PK stood firm when it mattered. We'll see if they can do it here. Poland gives it along to Fernsler. Fernsler plays it down low, looking for Gornal. It's sent out in front. Sutter can't pull the trigger as it was on his backhand, and Staub will get to the blue line and chip it out. Back to collect and reset. Here's Ryan Poland. He steps out from behind the cage of Vogler through the middle for Gornal. Gornal has it poked away from him. That disrupts play just enough for Orzowski to try and step onto it. But Staub, once more, first to a loose puck. He'll swat at the length of the ice. Motoring forward, here's Maver. Played off to the near side. Into the corner it goes as Knight will race Orzowski to it. First to it here is Topeka. To go up to the blue line was Sutter. Good check there by Cook to tie his man up. Beaulieu trying to pull it free as Gornal is getting into the action as well. To a side battle in the corner. It's pulled free by Topeka, dancing into some space. It's up to the point. Now Beaulieu intercepts. Could be a shorthanded breakaway. Austin Beaulieu, one-on-one, shorthanded, scores! Austin Beaulieu uses his speed. He turned on the Jets, and the Wildcats take a 2-0 lead. He almost had a shorty last night. He wasn't missing this time. He skated in, collected the puck in the slot. Forehand, backhand, forehand through the 5-hole, and the Cats double their lead. Cannot be stopped. That is 4 goals in his last 3 games, and Austin Beaulieu is tearing up the Null South. He read that play all the way. He poked it loose and sprinted from the defensive blue line in. And Austin Beaulieu showing why he is such a highly regarded prospect of the Alabama Huntsville Chargers. And boy, they must be glad they got him committed when they did, because if he were not, there would be some big-time programs sniffing around this young man right now. Back to the play here as Beaulieu picks up his 4th tally of the season. The Wildcats will pick up the puck and send it all the way down the ice. Short-handed as bringing it ahead was Scherer. Going to be icing here on the power play, and Scott Langer is not going to like that one, as we have 30 seconds remaining in the hooking minor to Shane Kuzmeski. Face off to the right of Vogler. It's one there by Topeka as Brennan will set this one up. Off the wall. This will go into the backboards for Cam Knight to try and dig it free. Fornaris has it for Topeka. Fornaris trying to step away. He plays it to Shearer at the point. Towards the net. It's loose there, and Maver wasn't able to turn it home, as we'll be back to 5-on-5 in 4 seconds. Up to the blue line once more. Shearer's shot, and that was blockered up out of play. No, check that. That was deflected off the stick of Maver, and this one will come into the neutral zone. Back to 5-on-5, a successful kill on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. Face-off, it's in the neutral zone. Litviak, rather in the defensive zone. Litviak swung it along to Lazarus. Lazarus has a step on his backhand shot save, rebound, poking at it. It's loose at the doorstep, and Litviak just couldn't get there before it was cleared away. Townsend. Along for Litviak. Litviak will swing all the way around. Stuff attempt there on the near side. Goes begging as Litviak will play it behind once more. Litviak trying to go for the back door this time on the backhand. Off as Vogler covers up. 9:30 remaining in the second period. Cats leading 2-0. Lazarus got the scoring going in the first period before Austin Beaulieu scored shorthanded just a few moments ago, coming at 8:59. Draw. He won it forward towards the corner, but can't win the race of the puck, as this is going to be picked up by Topeka and brought forward by Erzowski. Through the middle looking for Fernsler. Cook with a good defensive job there. Circling back is Austin Albrecht, as the Wildcats will come up the ice. Albrecht fights to the forecheck of Fernsler. Now he'll take it wide at the left wing wall. Has a step, lost the puck, gets it back. Now he's in the corner, getting worked over a bit, as trying to help out is Evan Oakley. Take it, plays it down low for Albrecht. Albrecht bouncing puck. He has to take it behind the net to settle. Albrecht can't fish it free and play it out in front. On his second look, he plays across ice for Matt Cook. Cook touches it back to the point. Subri shot deflected in front there as Albrecht couldn't tip it home. Picking it up and bringing it forward now. Here's Gornal. Gornal can't feed it through some skates as this is banked ahead off the boards. Nicely there by Oakley. Comes up short of icing as the Wildcats will get a change. Collects in his own zone. Plays it along to Matt Cook. Quickly up ahead to Beaulieu. Beaulieu will gain the zone on the right wing side. At the circle, Beaulieu forced towards the corner as he will put on the brakes and protect the puck as the Wildcats try to continue the play. Apap spun towards the middle looking for Cam Knight. It was in front of him and he couldn't pull the trigger. As if that was in his wheelhouse, he was probably bombs away on a one-timer. Staub dispossessed on the far side corner. Stepping free and motoring forward, it's Willie Brown for Topeka. At the right wing wall, his shot goes high and gets the glass as Shaw had it read all the way. Now it's a foot race. Staub trying to get there as Vogler steps out of his cage. Vogler will sweep this one behind. To the far side corner it goes as Beaulieu and Poland battle for it. Staub separated from the biscuit there. It's played up to the blue line where Townsend will hold for Wichita Falls. It's Beaulieu. He'll bank it off the board, looking to go down low for Apap. Apap grabs it, returns up to the circle. His pass, here's Scatliff. Scatliff in front, puck loose there, trying to swat it home was Beaulieu, looking for his second of the game. As bringing it up the ice, here is Willie Brown. Onside play. Brown back towards the middle, puck is bouncing around there as it skitters into the crease of Austin Shaw. 7:30 remaining in the second period as he will cover up and freeze play. The Wildcats are all over Topeka right now. Shots on goal, 23-8 in favor of the Wildcats, 11-3, 11-4 in this second period. As the Wildcats are actually doing themselves quite a service here. They entered this game allowing the 20th, or allowing the 5th most shots on goal on average per game at 31.7 shots against per game on average through the first 6 games of the season. Early days yet, so they're a bit skewed are the numbers. However, they've allowed only 8 thus far, so it's going to take quite a change in the pattern of play for Topeka to even come close to approaching that average that the Wildcats have been giving up. Face-off will be to the left of Austin Shaw when we get back to play as we wrap up our media timeout. It'll be Falconer to go against the draw, or to go against Hiko Saka in the draw. Hiko Saka, a talented player out of Tokyo, Japan, has been fairly neutralized this weekend thus far. Off the faceoff, here's Fornaris. It's poked out in front. Shearer, high slot, loads, shot blocked there by Farmer. Turnaround effort, and Shaw was able to make the save and just poke it away from danger. Farmer can't get a shot block. Puck loose at the doorstep. Fornaris couldn't jam it past. It's sent out in front, still in the crease, and this one is cleared all the way down the ice. Will it come up short of icing? Yes, it will, as this one is on the cage of Vogler. He'll put the brakes on and put it right back into play. Almost a turnover here as Sherazin was on a aggressive forecheck. Now it is a turnover as this is Kuzmeski. Banks it off the boards. He was trying to hit Sherazin in stride. Wasn't able to do so as Scherer is dispossessed by Topeka. On the stick of Litviak. He'll settle in the neutral zone. Dances past one, gains the zone, and will look to play it in deep as the Wildcats are changing. Litviak tumbling down to the ice as he tried to step in front as the Cats are finished with their change. Fornaris motoring forward for Topeka. Got it ahead to Gornal. Bad angle bank attempt off the outside of the cage, and the Cats will come up the ice the other way. Lazarus brings it in onside. Yeager. Pass was behind him as it was deflected and popped up into the air. Oh, big collision there as Erzowski took Litviak down to the ice. Litviak a little slow getting back up. Here's a shot for Rottenberger, and a save there by Shaw as Rottenberger got his way through barely. Now it's Fernsler. His shot blocked. Onside play as Fernsler comes back in. Fernsler will play this one around. Holds onto it and now reverses it towards Orzowski. His shot on a bad angle. Shaw was able to poke it towards the corner. Behind the net for Willie Brown once more. Brown off to the far side. Lazarus first to it for the Wildcats. Can't clear the zone quite yet. This one gloved down by Yeager in the high slot. He'll circle back and start play up. However, his pass was right onto the tape of Poland. Poland has coming to the bench here as Orzowski. Shot, save, rebound, and it's knocked away as Oakley tries to fish it up the wall. Hinchin can't help out. Orzowski is on the bench receiving some treatment. Save off and a juicy rebound. Karams back to the point. Poland again shot spilled there by Shaw as Lazarus will play this one softly ahead and head to the bench for a change. Oh, hit from behind. No call upcoming here as getting the zone. It's Albrecht in a 2-on-1. Albrecht, Oakley, loading shot, and Vogler made a shoulder save there to keep it at 2-0. Oakley. Now it's Albrecht walking in front. His shot blocked there. Subray can't win that race. As looking to bring it forward with the Roadrunners, but Albrecht gets it back. His shot, and he whistled it wide of the cage. Cook poking at it. Fanned on it, but got it back, then got it to Albrecht, and then gets it back to Cook. Towards the net, safe. Puck loose on the doorstep. Oakley jams at it, and it's off the outside of the cage. Played up the boards. All the way down. This will not be icing here as Brown broke out of the zone and wins that race. Taken off the puck, however, by Cam Knight. Knight, nice job to sidestep Iko Saka and bring it forward. Played up for Staub, a little too far for him as this is cleared but not out. Knight looking to go back door, puck loose, Staub, turnaround shot, couldn't pull the trigger cleanly as this is Staub still on the forecheck as the Wildcats are able to hold the zone. Nice play there by Cook as here is Colin Staub again. Staub on his backhand, spinning it towards the front of the net. Beaulieu was a little late getting there. Beaulieu tied up on the near side as the Cats are working to hold the zone on the near side half wall. 4 minutes remaining in the second period. They lead 2-0 after Austin Beaulieu's shorthanded breakaway doubled their lead. Cook. Knight once more. Pass to Beaulieu. Touched up ahead for Apap. Apap looking to play it back for Beaulieu as he couldn't play pass cross ice to a collapsing Farmer, or Staub down the middle, beg pardon, as Staub will poke this one down low. It was intercepted, however, by Topeka, and they'll pitchfork this one out into the defensive zone of the Wildcats. Cook first back to it. Up to Beaulieu. Beaulieu touched it away from everybody. Now Farmer will pick it up and race ahead. Farmer has a step on Gornall. Here's Farmer behind the net. His shot from a bad angle was off a leg, and Karams to the near side. Farmer once more. Hauled down, penalty upcoming against Gornall. Delayed penalty on for the Wildcats. Here's Sherazin. Extra attacker on. Backdoor pass. Unable to touch up there was Scherer. Townsend can't play it back to the point. Referee got in the way. Scherer touches up, and we'll get the whistle. It'll be a hooking call. It'll go against Mike Gornall, and the Wildcats will head to the power play for the second time tonight. They're 0 for 1 on the man advantage thus far. 3:03 remaining in the second period. Cats looking to stretch their 2-0 lead. Right of Vogler when we get back to play as Gornall sits for 2 minutes for hooking after Farmer drew the call in the corner. Jaeger will take the draw for the Cats. One clean lead back to Sherazin at the half wall. Sherazin to the point, circles around and plays to Townsend. Townsend back to Sherazin, top of the circle. His shot off a leg and gets up into the protective netting. So we'll do it all again. 8 seconds tick off the clock. 1:52 remaining in the penalty to Gornall. 2:55 remaining in the second period. Has picked it up a little bit in the shots on goal department. Shots now 12-11 after that good little burst that they had a few moments ago. But the Cats are on the man advantage here, trying to win it free, where the Roadrunners, as Sutter will take this one ahead. He'll delay it just outside the blue line and then send it all the way down the ice for the Cats to chase back and collect. Over on a drop pass. Here's Fernsler shorthanded, trying to dance around Townsend. Takes a shot up high, and this is going to be a penalty on Townsend. As Fernsler is having a rough weekend, that'll be an elbowing on Townsend, and that will negate the Cats' power play. As Townsend got himself a little bit turned around, he's not protesting the call too much, so I think he knows it. So 2:28 remaining in the second period. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the remaining. And then there will be 35 seconds of Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill for the Wildcats. Off the face-off. Cats can't clear the zone quite yet. Losing an edge was, I believe, Rosowski. Falconer will bank this one off the boards, looking for Farmer. Knight. Nice hip check there to take Rosowski off it. Knight took something up high. He plays on as he looked to the referee. Behind his own net. We'll play this one off to Farmer at the near side. Now it's back to Falconer. Falconer with some trouble, but he was able to maintain possession as he gains his own, but now is put under some pressure. Can't fish it free as here's Rosowski looking to curl away as we're skating 4-on-4 in the last 4 minutes of the period. Farmer. His pass looking for Knight was intercepted. Iko Saka trying to win this battle. Falconer pushes him into the boards, and he'll take it back as he has possession and stashes it behind, looking for Cam Knight. slowly and played it off to Cook on the far side. Cook, nice hard pass. He was looking for Farmer. It was off the stick of Fernsler. So we'll continue to play on in the last 90 seconds of the second period. We're skating 4-on-4. Out of the box in 23 seconds is Gornal as the Cats are in possession as Kuzmeski has it. Tries to dance through a couple. He got it up ahead to Staub, who got it to Beaulieu. Here's Beaulieu. His shot off a leg and gets into the protective netting. That's deflected, so this one will stay in the Wildcats' offensive zone. The last 76 seconds of this second period. 13 seconds of 4-on-4 time remaining before, as I mentioned, 35 seconds of power play time for the Roadrunners will be forthcoming. Will take the draw. APAP and Poland warned to stop encroaching on the circle. APAP head over to the left side now instead, so Beaulieu to take the draw against Fernsler. Tried to win it forward, unable to grab it there was APAP. As circling back into the neutral zone, it's Shane Kuzmeski. Trouble with a bouncing puck, as here is Austin Hinchin waving at it and playing this one up towards Beaulieu. Beaulieu was able to poke it free, as now on the power play are the Roadrunners. It's played towards the front of the net, Sutter, and Gornal, and it just trickled wide of the cage, as the Cats are on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill, and Kuzmeski will sweep this one the length of the ice. We're out of his net to play it there, hooked off it. Here is APAP. Staub has it shorthanded. Staub just waiting in to kill off some more time. He'll circle back. Subri waiting in front. Staub trying to jam at it. Puck is loose, and Vogler was able to knock it away from the crease. As here is Fernsler in the last second of power play time, and the Cats are able to kill off the abbreviated man advantage for Topeka. Brzezowski gains his zone in the last 20 of the period. He'll round on it. His shot blocked there as picking it up in the last few seconds. Here is Jake Townsend stepping forward. 12 seconds remaining. Townsend trying to get in front with Subri. Instead, it's Knight towards the back door. Subri jams at it. Penalty upcoming here, and it's against Topeka once more as the horn sound. No, the horn does not sound. Beg your pardon. It's a cross-checking call. 5.5 seconds remaining in the second period. So the Wildcats will head right back to the power play. We'll see if they can hold on to this one, or rather than negate it with a penalty, as Sutter will head back into the box. Second time in the box for Sutter tonight. First for checking from behind, this one for cross-checking. Someone got absolutely buried down low. I think it might have been Subri who took a beating. To the left of Vogler. Let's see if the Wildcats just decide to overload the offensive side, the net side that is, in the last 5.5 of the period. Not too much danger of Topeka racing away short-handed and beating the buzzer. They don't. The last 4 seconds, played along. Here's Knight, and he tried to get a backhand away. It went to the far side wall, and that will bring us to the end of the second period, as there's the horn. The Wildcats double their advantage. Austin Beaulieu picks up his 4th goal of the season, his 3rd in 2 games, and his 4th in 3 contests. The boy cannot be stopped right now, as it came shorthanded, unassisted on a clean breakaway, as he showed off his speed, turned on the afterburners, and got in on Vogler to make it 2-0. That'll do it for the second period. When we come back, we'll revisit last night's 3-1 win over the Topeka Roadrunners, as well as get you caught up on all the action that we just experienced in that last 20 minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Here at the K. Yeager Coliseum, Wildcats holding a 2-0 lead over the Topeka Roadrunners. Austin Bolio picking up his third goal in 2 games on the weekend in that second period as he intercepted a pass at the blue line with the Wildcats shorthanded, raced ahead of the back checkers, then after faking a backhand to open up some space between the legs of Vogler, he slipped it 5-hole on the forehand to make it 2-0. Austin Bolio has really impressed. Took him a little bit to get going in terms of goal scoring. He was a bit snake bit at the start of the year, but now that he's got the first one, they're coming fast and thick for Mr. Bolio, and it's not to pat myself on the back here, but I remember talking with his mother at the Minnesota Showcase as we were eating dinner at the Cook's house. By the way, thank you to the Cooks for hosting us, the entire team, dinner. Second year in a row for the Cooks. I digress. Talking with Austin's mother, she seemed a bit, I don't want to say concerned, but she a little bit flustered by the fact that he had hit the post a couple of times in those games. But as I said then, I'll say it again now, once he got his first, they were just going to come fast and thick, and that's exactly what's happened. He got his first against the Michigan Warriors 1 week ago, and now he seems to be unable to stop putting the puck in the back of the net. That's good. That's a good thing for the Wildcats. By the way, that fourth goal for Bolio ties him with Kevin Sherizan for the team lead. Bolio making a very strong case to be the star of the week in the Eastern Divisional South Star of the Week voting coming up on Monday. He and Shaw really putting in strong performances as Shaw is pitching a shutout once more. He's turned aside all 16 shots he's faced. He's carried a shutout into the third period of all 4 of his starts now, and that is quite impressive. The shutout streak of 106 minutes and 9 seconds to start his career was impressive enough. This, carrying on with his hot play, is something else. Austin Shaw is proving himself to be a bit of a stud, and if he can keep things going at this rate, the Wildcats are going to have a very solid netminder to carry them through this 2014-15 season. Of course, last night, he carried a shutout into the third period and almost carried it to the end of the contest. He actually made it halfway through the third period before giving up a goal. At about the 14-minute mark, Urzowski found the back of the net on a deflected shot. Might have hit off a leg in front. Either way, that broke the shutout bid, but then the Cats had to hold on and cling for dear life to carry away those 2 points, but they were able to do so, as now we'll turn our attention to highlights from that 3-1 win over the Roadrunners from last evening. Banked off the glass. Gornall couldn't reach it as here's Cam Knight. Turning back up ice, he got it along to Cook on the near side. Back over to Cam Knight through the middle. As a pass, here's Falconer on a breakaway. All alone. Falconer at the hash mark, shooting a save there by Tomek. APAP with a nice clean win to Townsend. Townsend slap shot blocked down there. Look out, could be a 2-on-1 for Topeka as Renneker starts the pass up ahead. Nice stick there by Townsend as Brown has run hard into the boards there as Staub will pick this one up. Cats skating 2-on-2. Here's Staub taking it wide. Now he has a step. Here's Staub in front, and they score! It's Bolio! Great rush by Staub. He's centered for Bolio, his second of the year, and the Cats lead 1-0. Bolio trying to break the press. Bolio on his backhand shot, scores! Austin Bolio, his second of the night, and the Wildcats double their lead. Great pass from Cam Knight to Austin Bolio. The 2 Huntsville commits combined for the second tally of the game, and the Cats lead 2-0. Urzowski almost lost it, regains control, plays it off to the left side for Poland. He'll step into his shot, now play it down low. Back up to Urzowski. His shot scores! Daniel Urzowski might have deflected off a body, and the Wildcats kind of shoot themselves in the foot. It's 2-1 now. Off the draw, Topeka has it. Now stepping free are the Wildcats. Townsend is able to clear the zone. Could be a 2-on-1. Bolio in for a hat trick, shorthanded. Bolio saved there by Tomek, and he'll cover up. That might have just about done it if Bolio had been able to pot his third of the game. Off the draw, Topeka wins it back to the point. That empty door left, deflected, goes wide of the cage. To the near side it comes. Urzowski plays it behind the net. Yeager trying to pop it away. Centered out in front. Bolio has it. Bolio will fling it off to the near side to kill off some more time. last 43 seconds up the ice. Corralled there by Topeka. Behind the net of Shaw. First to it here is Cam Knight. Swept off to the near side. Falconer can't clear. Rosowski held it in. Now the Wildcats are able to clear. Trying to fight through the check is Farmer. It's onto the skates, or into the skates of Rosowski, who turns up the ice once more. Into the leg of Apap. Apap, net empty. Towards the net. Oh, and it trickled just wide, but here's Oakley. Net still empty. Oakley can't put it home. 18 seconds remaining. It's up to the point. Knight. Net empty. Towards the net. Scores! Cam Knight ices this affair, and the Wildcats will claim the win 3-1. There, you heard it in the highlights. The Wildcats had shot themselves in the foot a little bit, but they certainly recovered from that as they stood firm on the 3 minutes plus of major power play time that they had to kill off at the end of that third period. And I found it interesting that speaking with Coach LaFontaine at the beginning of this afternoon, you heard it in the first period. I found it very interesting that when I asked him what did you say to the guys on the bench, he said nothing. The boys are kind of policing themselves in this, and they rallied themselves together, and that's something that you love to see, especially at the beginning of the year. This is a early stages of the 2014-15 season, and it's quite remarkable how quickly this team has come together and gelled. As not too many clicks on this group or in this group, and they're really doing a good job of taking care of themselves. Some veteran leadership has really gone a long way. Evan Oakley, Colin Staub, Matt Cook, Nick Farmer, just to name a few, along with a guy by the name of Jake Townsend, who has been a quiet leader this year as well. Solid start to the Wildcats year, and they're looking to make it even a little bit better thus far as they're leading 2-0 over the Topeka Roadrunners with 20 minutes of hockey left to play. About 5 minutes left in intermission here. The Wildcats leading 2-0. Jonathan Lazarus with the first goal from Eric Yeager and Nikita Litviak. Then a second goal, Austin Bolio unassisted shorthanded in the second period. That made it 2-0. Shots on goal, 25-16 in the contest, 13-12 in that second period in favor of the Wildcats. Although, I should mention, I might have spoken a little too early when I said that Topeka was down on shots 23-18, or 23-8, because after that, they outshot the Wildcats 8-2 in the closing stages of that period. However, the Wildcats will have an opportunity to try and get back the advantage in shots on goal, or increase their advantage in shots on goal, and return to the pattern of play that we saw through the first 30 minutes of this contest, as they'll open this second period on the power play for 1:55, as Sly Sutter will sit 2 minutes for cross-checking. Can they pot a goal and make it 3-0? We'll have to wait and see. We'll find out on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. It's Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Third period, dead ahead between the Wildcats and the Roadrunners. Cats hold a 2-0 lead through 40 minutes of action, and they'll start the period on the power play for 1:55. If they can pop one here, it really might take the wind out of the sails of the Roadrunners for the remainder of this period. However, 2-0 lead, not to get too cliche, is the worst lead in hockey, as they say. You know, you feel like you're all clear, and one quick goal, and the next thing you know, you're back on your heels, and you got a lot to worry about. So they'll be looking to expand their lead, skating from right to left across your screen. That's P to Q across your keyboard if you're listening on YouTube. However you're joining us, we thank you for making us a part of your Saturday afternoon, as this is a presentation of Wildcats hockey presented by Armored Roofing here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Cats coming back the other way are the Roadrunners, obviously. Left to right across your screen, Q to P across your keyboard. Someone who has not been too visible thus far tonight has been number 25, Nikita Litviak. Let's see if the power play is an opportunity for him to get involved in the offense and get energized. I should also note that we are at the full complement of officials, as Justin Bell, the second linesman, third official, made it here to the game in the second period and has stepped out onto the ice with his other two cohorts. So we'll be with a full complement of 3 officials in the third period. Colin Staub to take the draw to start us off against Gornal, as the third period is set to begin. Goalies are ready, and dropping the puck is Bell, as we are underway in the third period, brought to you by American Classified. As bringing it forward, here's Eric Yeager. He'll play this one in towards the corner, as going in after it is Scherer. Held in on the far side by Staub. Up to the point nicely for Townsend. Townsend holds. Now to Litviak. Sherrison had some trouble with it. He tries to poke it along farther. Litviak now can't dance out in front. 4 Wildcats were down below the goal line, and this squirts free out of the zone as Townsend circles back. Here's Townsend. Up ahead to Litviak. Litviak curls in on his backhand, pitches this one behind the cage of Vogler. Here are the Roadrunners trying to hold it in. Doing so, it's Yeager. Yeager, high slot, along to Litviak. Sherrison. Sherrison looking to go down low and play to Litviak. He does. Litviak walking towards the middle, centering feed. Puck loose, they jam at it, and unable to clear it were the Roadrunners. Staub wanting it, looking to go towards the middle. Fanning on a clearing attempt there was Rosowski, so Townsend will hold in. Has some trouble with it there. He still controls, plays it along farther as Yeager is down ready to help out. Someone is without a stick. It's a Roadrunners player. Works its way off to the far side as Townsend works back towards the middle of the blue line. Staub has to collect off the near side wall. Backdoor play. Here is Litviak spinning a backhand pass towards the crease, and it was through everybody and through the blue paint. Yeager pressed off it, as this will allow the Roadrunners to clear the zone in the last 30 seconds of the power play. Back behind the net of Shaw. He bumps off the back wall for Matt Cook, as Cook will wait to set up shop in the last 15 seconds of the power play. One last rush as here's Farmer. Back to the near side for Knight. Knight has some trouble with it. An onside play? No, an offside play, as Beaulieu had gained the zone on the pass from Knight, but someone had been dumped out of the play and was offside. 18-14 remaining in the third period. Neutral zone faceoff coming. The Wildcats leading 2-0. Topeka shorthanded for another 9 seconds, and we'll be back to even strength in just a few seconds. Off, Cats will push this one deep. As we're in the last 5 seconds of Sutter's penalty. Hammered around the boards, and this one will work all the way out for Willie Brown. Jack Kelly in his own zone. Along to Brown, who floats it off to the far side. Nice job by Knight to take it away from a waiting Sutter who was out of the box. Oh, Knight goes in awkwardly to the boards there. That could have been very dangerous. He's back to his feet. No harm, no foul, as you always worry about players going in awkwardly like that. Apap takes a shot up high, no call up coming as the referee lets that one go. He called something similar, an elbowing on Townsend. Either way, we play on as Maver plays it up ahead. Shot knocked away there easily by Shaw off the stick of Sutter. Wanting it back is Sutter, but turning it over was Willie Brown as Albrecht will try to split the D. 1-on-2. He takes it wide, loses an edge, tries to get possession back, and will serve it behind the cage of Vogler. First to it here is Rottenberger. Rottenberger. Middle of the ice for Willie Brown is off his left skate. Kuzmeski will corral the rebound. Albrecht will curl up the ice. play that far enough ahead, but now here's Hikosaka with a step. Good defensive work there by Hinchin and Subri to keep him from pulling the trigger, but still in the zone are the Roadrunners. Brennan looking for a deflection off the stick of Hikosaka. It bounced wide of the cage. Here's Dominic Lutz. Turnaround shot blocked there. It's loose in the slot as this is worked along to Shane Kuzmeski. He'll get to the red line. Fanned on his first dump-in attempt. Recorralled and played it in deep on a second look, and the Cats will get a change on. Far side half wall. He has it stripped as the Wildcats can't hold the zone. Having to hustle back here is Matt Cook as this one is on the cage of Shaw, so no icing. Cook up ahead, too far for Farmer there. This is not going to be icing here, as they say Scherer might have been able to get there. Here's Sherazin. Can't stash out in front. There was nobody home anyway, as Gornall will look to motor up the ice. Cross ice pass too far for Orzowski, as this is Cam Knight trying to shield off Orzowski. Nicely done there by Mr. Knight, but Orzowski fights through the check and gets it back. Orzowski forced to the outside wall. At the half wall, backhand pass up to Poland. Poland had some trouble with it. It bounces around. Sherazin can't settle as he'll play this one on his backhand softly ahead as the Wildcats will start up a change here. In his own zone, Ryan Poland off to Scherer on the far side. Cam Knight looking to intercept Gernal's dump-in play. Behind the net of Shaw. Lazarus. This one rolled through his skates into the neutral zone. It came as Hayes plays this. It's intercepted here by Yeager. He fights through a slash. Still going is Yeager. Steps around to check, and now we'll circle back as he'll set up shop in the high zone. Here's Litviak on his backhand. Behind the net, Litviak will look to reverse it now. He'll step into some space on his backhand. Played it along looking for someone at the point. That was Skatliff. Skatliff will spin it down low, and it will work its way all the way back to the near side. Lazarus can't grab that puck. He started the scoring here tonight for the Wildcats. His first career goal. Litviak will take this one back into the neutral zone so the Cats can maintain possession. Nice job there by Litviak to gain the zone. He finds Yeager. Yeager toe drag there. He couldn't pull the trigger or get a pass away as now he's tied up behind the net. Trying to step free as Lazarus comes along to help out. Lazarus can't work it along to Litviak, but Litviak gets involved anyway. Bouncing puck is picked up by Lazarus once more. Pass along to Skatliff. His shot saved there and held by Vogler. And we'll get a whistle. 14:40 remaining and a little bit extra behind the net. And a little extra hack on the heels of Litviak. That was Tyler Hayes back there, I believe. Penalties out of that, and we'll get back to play with a face-off in the offensive zone of the Wildcats to the left of Vogler, who has given up two tonight, but he's also been sharp when he's needed to be to keep the Roadrunners in this one. Much like Tomek last night, as this one somehow skitters towards the cage of Vogler, he'll cover up once more. 14:37 remaining in this third period. Cats still leading by a pair. Take the draw. Unable to hold his own was Cam Knight. Staub comes back to help out. Nice little fake there to get away from Willie Brown as he turns it up ice to Bolio. Or rather Apap, who found Bolio. Shot saved and the rebound popped up in the air. Apap was coming across and Vogler gloved it out of midair. Apap exchanges pleasantries with Ryan Poland after the fact, but no worry there. The left of Vogler once more with about 14 minutes remaining in this second period. It's 2-0 in favor of the Wildcats. We're skating 5-on-5. Hold the zone here as stepping along it's Willie Brown. Onside barely as overskating that one was Maver. Staub will motor ahead. Can't dance inside Poland, but on a second effort he'll force it down low as Bolio works into the corner. Bolio up to the point, pulling it off the wall, it's Hinchin. His shot, that was deflected and got the glass as Vogler didn't see that one until very late. Here's Brennan for Topeka, he'll gain the zone. Brennan, who hit the crossbar in the post, tries to feed this one in front. Hikosaka now for Nara's shot, hits the outside of the cage. Brennan, one-timer off a leg, pinballing around in front. Hikosaka serves it towards the middle, and unable to grab that one was Cam Strong. Overskated by multiple Wildcats, but Albrecht will recorral. Getting hacked at, he plays it towards the middle, and it was in front of Oakley. Oakley couldn't win that puck battle, as this is Hayes. His pass was off the backside of Cam Strong. He'll recorral the loose puck, as we are ticking down towards 7 minutes played in this third period. Hammered around the boards. Strong on the far side, pressed into the wall there by Skatliff, as trying to work it free is Oakley, so the Cats can start a breakout. Here's Subri, now Townsend on the near side. Townsend, not sure where to go with it quite yet, fights through a check, played it off to Scatliff. Scatliff had it scatter off his skate there. Scatliff scatter off his skate. That was fun to say, as Townsend sends this one the length of the ice. No icing here, as they say someone got to stick to it on the far side. Vogler leaves it there for Jack Kelly. Scherer now. Scherer gains the zone on the left side towards the middle. It was into the skates of Rosowski. Scherer will re-corral as the puck bounces off the wall. Farmer slings it to the near side. First to it here is Jake Townsend. Quickly up ahead for Sherazin. Nice little stick handle there to create a pocket of space. Headman pass. This is going to be icing. As the Wildcats will have to deal with a defensive zone draw. 12:27 remaining in the third. Cats leading by a pair, 2-0. As Shaw is bidding on his second career shutout in just his fourth career start. And we'll get a timeout here, taken by the Wildcats. Remaining in the third period. Cats leading by 2. If you're just joining us, let's recap how we got here. After a scoreless first 10 minutes of the period, they have it in the box score as at 7:29, but it came well after that, more like 10:29 or 11:29. Either way, that's inconsequential. What matters is that Lazarus picks up his first career goal to give the Wildcats a 1-0 lead thanks to some great work down low between him, Yeager, and Nikita Litviak to keep play moving. It looked like the Roadrunners were going to be able to start a breakout, but Lazarus picked the pocket of the man in the Roadrunners defensive zone, down low just at the goal line. Lazarus then stashed it down behind the goal line for Yeager. Yeager delayed for a split second. That allowed Lazarus to get to the front of the net. Yeager's pass was perfect, right on the tape, and Lazarus tucked it home. In the second period, the Cats doubled their advantage thanks to Austin Beaulieu's fourth tally of the year, tying him for the team lead. He picked off a pass with the Cats shorthanded at the blue line. He knocked it forward, stepped onto it, raced away from the back checkers. Then, after a quick backhand fake to open up some space, tucked it 5-hole on Vogler to make it 2-0, and that's where we stand. Saunders will reset off the draw. Here's a slap shot, blocked down in front, doesn't get all the way through. It's loose, and a pad save there by Shaw. At the doorstep, they score. It's Rosowski. He followed up on a loose puck and was able to lift it under the bar. It's 2-1. Rosowski, about the only one on offense who came here to play this weekend. He picks up his second of the weekend. The Wildcats couldn't clear the zone. Shaw made a good pad save there initially. And the Cats now looking over their shoulder. It's 2-1 with 12 minutes remaining. Here's Scatliff. No one in particular. Poland. First to it here for Topeka. Into the middle of the ice it comes. Scatliff on his stick, banks it off the wall. Again to no one in particular. Here's Fornaris turning up the ice. Fornaris looking to gain the zone. He does so. Curls back at the top of the circle. Forced in the middle of the blue line. Fornaris on his backhand is able to get around Beaulieu towards the front of the net, and this one will skitter wide of the cage. Up first to it here, but he's dispossessed. Now it's behind the cage of Shaw. Scatliff could have played it to Townsend, puts the Wildcats under some pressure as APAP will try to move this one along. Scatliff back to the near side. Poland towards the net, saved, loose in the slot as this one is worked ahead. Beaulieu couldn't step away cleanly as he'll bank this one off the boards and move forward with it. APAP couldn't win that race. Fornaris out there for the Roadrunners. This one knocked out of midair there by the Wildcats. Gaining the zone was Topeka momentarily, but Evan Oakley has it for Wichita Falls and will look to play it up the ice. Instead, he'll reverse back for Kuzmeski. Hard back to the near side. Oakley couldn't catch the pass cleanly. Almost too many men on the ice against Topeka, but they'll come back up the ice either way. Maver gains the zone, drops for Sutter, back to the middle for Brendan, his shot saved, rebound, and it was just swatted away as Maver wasn't able to pick up that puck. This will not be icing here as Rottenberger grabs it in the neutral zone. 10:50 remaining in this third period, and now the Roadrunners smell blood a little bit. They're picking their game up as they're trying to tie this one up at 2. On to Kuzmeski as he'll try to settle and just take the sting out of the attack here for the Roadrunners. He got it up ahead to Oakley. Oakley couldn't dump the puck in deep. Maver getting dispossessed by Subri. Oakley shot up high, was dispossessed of the puck as Brown, gives an elbow to Hinchin there, but Hinchin rode off the check well enough to disrupt the play as we go on. Kelly looking to go through the middle of the ice for Brown. Hustling back here is Scatliff. Out there with Hinchin, turned over. Here's Gornall. Pressed into the wall there nicely by Falconer, but coming away with it, it's a shot that gets the glass on the near side. To the near point in Kelly. Kelly, it's stashed down low where Scatliff will intercept. Has some trouble with it as he couldn't play it along to his D partner as Fernsler has it for Topeka. Played up for a slap shot by Urzowski, hammered off the back wall. Now Gornall turnaround shot blocked off Scatliff's leg as Sherazin will pick this one up. Sherazin into the skates of Farmer, but he'll settle it. Now back to the middle for Falconer. To the near far side it goes towards the front of the net, pops up into the air. Vogler made the save. Sherazin was putting him under some pressure. Cats are able to hold the zone momentarily. Now this one's sent all the way down on the cage of Shaw, so no icing. Cam Knight circles back to settle play and get it moving again. 9:30 remaining in the third period. Cats now leading by 1 goal. Trying to win this race is Falconer. He's not able to do so, so we'll get icing here as Scherer was first back to the puck. 9:22 remaining in this third period. Cats now leading by just a goal. It's 2-1 now. As Urzowski from Gornall at 7:34 of the period has given Topeka life. Good win off the faceoff by Falconer as Cook will play this softly around to the far side. Farmer with a chop at it, can't clear it. Hikosaka towards the net, gloves down and just goes wide. Trying to dump it towards the front of the net there are the Roadrunners. That was Cam Strong. No hand pass here as someone touched up as Farmer is bumped into the far side half wall. Fornaris trying to dance past Falconer. Play towards the middle, intercepted there by the Wildcats. Nice play there by Cam Knight to get it up ahead to Nick Farmer, who got it over to Lazarus. His shot off a leg off the back wall. Lazarus bouncing puck behind the net, waiting for reinforcements, plays it up to Cam Knight. Knight turns and swivels it back down low and going in after it. Here is Lazarus. Lazarus slaps it off the near side boards, but first to it here were the Roadrunners. Cam Strong up ahead for Scherer, trying to get around Cam Knight. Here's Scherer taking it all the way around. Wraparound chance. Puck loose in the slot, and it was blocked there off the stick of Willie Brown as Lazarus will motor ahead to the red line. Now here's Litviak. Litviak trying to dance in front. Litviak scores! Nikita Litviak makes it 3-1. What an individual effort. My goodness, the Russian Rocket just blew past the defense, danced inside his man, and gives the Cats their 2-goal lead back. Litviak with some great moves inside the blue line. Left the defender in his wake. He outweighted Vogler, and it's 3-1. You're going to see that one all over the Null Hockey Plays of the Week. That was an impressive effort by Nikita Litviak, and I mentioned at the start of this period, he's been a little slow to get back onto the score sheet after a solid start. Well, now he is back on the score sheet as the Cats are back in front by a pair. Bolio ramps this one off the glass. Staub first to it here, and that gets the building going once more, as that was a pretty play there by Nikita Litviak. Bolio in front has it knifed away from him at the last second. Upended there was Maver. It's Staub behind the net, trying to spin in front. Apap dangling. He should have just hit it first time. He jams at it, and Vogler is able to make the save and get the whistle. Apap was all alone in front of the net, top of the crease. He should have hit it first time. Maybe would have knocked it 5-hole on Vogler. Instead, he tried to pump fake and put it on his backhand, but Vogler adjusted well enough. 7:47 remaining in the third. The Wildcats now leading 3-1 thanks to Litviak's goal. Right of Vogler here. Albrecht shot off a leg, goes wide. Vogler didn't have to make a save. Urzowski can't clear out. It's Oakley. He'll play it down low, or he tried to anyway. Albrecht tries to step away from his man there. Oh, and it worked out in front. Covering up was Vogler, as alert to the danger was Vogler after Hayes almost put it in his own net. Litviak. It should be Litviak from Lazarus, but they have it unassisted towards the front of the net. It's blocked down as Gornal try to start this one forward. Now goes back to Hayes. Partially blocked there in the neutral zone. Oakley couldn't win that one. Urzowski look to play this one down low. Kelly trying to stash out in front, intercepted there by the Wildcats. Albrecht had some trouble with it. Headman pass, too far for Oakley. This will come up short of icing though as it's rolling on edge. And the Wildcats catch a break as they'll work on a change in the last 7 minutes of the period. They lead by 2, as here is Jack Kelly, the one-time Wildcat for a few games anyway, before he left to join the Cleveland Barons Midget Major squad mid-season. Farmer gained the zone, but lost the puck. Hayes will look to motor ahead through the middle, looking for Gornal. Gornal in front again. Shaw, puck loose, and it's kicked away to the near side wall. Shaw had to make a save there. This one is off Poland's leg, or Poland's stick, off the leg of Sherazin. Wildcats delaying there, offside, as Sherazin was into the zone, but couldn't curl back as Falconer was trying to regain. 6:28 remaining in the third period. Cats leading 3-1. We'll get a neutral zone faceoff coming. Back the other way, off the face-off. It's played down low. Scatliff first to it here. He gets tied up, but Yeager comes along to help out. Fornaris, one-timer flashes wide of the cage after Akaram put it right in the high slot on a tee for him. Still with the puck are the Roadrunners. Litviak trying to win the battle over there. Going down awkwardly was Fornaris. Fishing it free was Townsend. It ahead for the Wildcats. Litviak off to the right side. He did not get a touch to it, so this will be icing against the Wildcats. 5:48 remaining in the third period. Cats leading 3-1, and they got a little bit woken up after some nervy moments there when it was 2-1 before a nice, pretty goal by Nikita Litviak. As I mentioned, you'll see that one on the Null Hockey Plays of the Week for sure. Lazarus playing it off the boards. Litviak can't work it out of the zone. Maver towards the net. Blocked down, goes wide. Townsend first to it here for the Cats. Bumped off the back wall. First to it here will be Scatliff. He has some time. Not too much, though, as Sutter will come in. Home run pass. Here's Lazarus. One man in front of him. Lazarus. Toe drag. Now we'll take it wide and wait for reinforcements. Towards the front of the net for Litviak. Litviak towards Apap fresh from the bench, and he wasn't able to win that race. Strong on his skates was Apap to hold on to it. Trying to go in front for Lazarus. It was intercepted. Now a one-timer from Hinchin is off a body. Beaulieu shot. Scores! 4-1. Beaulieu gets his second of the game. His fourth of the weekend for Austin Beaulieu, and the Cats are up by 3. Turnover in the zone by the Roadrunners. Beaulieu stepped onto a loose puck and slots that one home to make it 4-1. Not the South Division Star of the Week. We're going to have to get on the phone to the league office down in Frisco to find out what's going on there. He's got 4 goals on the weekend. Skittering down towards the cage of Vogler in the last 5 minutes. Trying to work on the forecheck is Beaulieu. He's on a hat trick, taking a shot up high. Someone is down in pain. Slow to get up is Tyler Hayes. A lot of carnage this weekend here at the K. Yeager Coliseum. Glove down by Kelly in front of his own bench area. Staub will grab this one and bring it slowly into the zone. Now into the corner, he takes it, trying to kill off some more time in the last few seconds of the period, in the last few minutes of the period. Puck is loose in the slot, cleared away to the point. Kuzmeski wants it, gets it, deflection flashes wide off the stick of Subri. Subri now in the slot. Has it poked away from him as Fitzgerald will try to move ahead. 4 minutes remaining, and the Cats have 4 goals. Topeka has 1. It looks like the Cats might be sweeping the Roadrunners here September for a good solid start to the division, to the thick and thin of the division series. Trying to motor ahead though, here is Gornall. Still some time to play. Stranger things have happened in this game, or in hockey I should say, not in this game necessarily, but either way, we play on as Oakley will gain the red line slowly, puts it on his backhand and chips this one into the far side corner. Here is Poland. Hard forecheck there was Farmer. He wasn't able to grab that puck. As forced back into the neutral zone is Fornaris in the last 3:15 of the third period. It's on the tape of Poland. Plays it through the middle. Deflected into the offensive zone of Topeka. Gornall can't win that race as Cook is having himself a fine weekend on defense. He knocked it away from him as Falconer will motor forward. He finds Farmer. Farmer's shot deflects, gets the glass. Bad angle look. Sheridan couldn't stuff it home, and the net is off its moorings. They might have let that one go as Topeka was coming back up the ice. However, the linesman blue played dead, and we'll get a face-off coming with 2:52 remaining in the third period. Austin Beaulieu now has 5 goals in his last 3 games for the Wildcats. 4 goals this weekend. He had the game-winning tally last night. He's given the Cats an insurance goal tonight. Also is he might, if the scoreline holds at 4-1, will be credited with the game-winning goal tonight as well, or I should say this afternoon, as we are just at about 3:30 in the afternoon here in Wichita Falls. 2:40 remaining in this third period. Cats leading by a trio. It's 4-1. Here's Litviak. He has a pretty goal already, trying to dance his way towards the front of the net. Worked over and pressed into the wall there, but pulling it free, here's Yeager. Yeager tied up there in the far side corner. Cats are all right with this. This will just tick off some more time from the clock as they'll try to milk every second away they can to try and carry this one into the locker room at 4-1 and pick up their second win of the weekend and 4th win in a row. Behind the net, Litviak pressed into the wall. Litviak dispossessed, played into the middle of the ice. Here's Beaulieu. He can't grab the puck as Cam Strong steps free. Clutching and grabbing there. As now it's worked into the offensive zone of Topeka, hammered around the boards. On the near side, it comes to Austin Beaulieu off the stick of Townsend. Beaulieu gains the zone, slams on the break. Back door to APAP. Towards the front of the net, they score! What a play! This time it stopped. APAP ripped a pass to the back door. Staub tucked it home. That's Collins' first of the year, and the Cats are going to win this one going away. It's 5-1. What a beauty of a pass there by Mr. APAP. And the Cats are going to take max points on the weekend. They're up 5-1 with just over a minute 40 remaining in this third. And once again, who was on the assist? Not just APAP, but Beaulieu picked up the secondary. This one floated wide of the cage. Off to the far side it goes as this is cleared out into the neutral zone. Cook has it in his own zone. Plays it up the ice for Oakley. Not too much urgency now from the Wildcats as they're up by 4. And this should be smooth sailing home as Cam Knight will motor back. Has a man coming. He'll bank it off the boards. Can't clear the zone, however. Here is Joe Hill in front. Haven't called his number too much as this works its way along to Albrecht. Albrecht trying to get his first career goal. Now it's Subri poking at it. He wasn't able to pull the trigger off a feed from Albrecht. Last minute of play in this period. Cats leading 5-1. Here is Albrecht. His shot deflects and gets the glass. It's the outside of the cage. Falconer holds his own. Banks off the boards for Farmer. In front. Instead, up to the point. Townsend slap shot blocked down as this one is knocked away and sent all the way down the ice. This will be icing here against Topeka with 35.5 remaining in the third period. 5-1 the score. The Cats have scored 3 unanswered after Rosowski scored to make it 2-1. Rosowski, the lone bright spot for the Roadrunners this weekend. He scored both of their goals. Austin Bolio, with 2 goals and an assist to his credit, along with his 2 goals last night, 5 points on the weekend, as this is a slap shot hammered into the body of Townsend. Townsend thought about giving his man a little bit extra, but smartly lets play go in the last 20 seconds. Towards the net, fought off by Shaw, and out of midair, he was able to swat it free with a blocker, as now we're going to get a whistle here. Have a penalty? Yes, it's going to be a slash. Who's it on? I think it's going to be against the Roadrunners, just to add a little bit of insult to injury. 16.3 remaining in the third. Check that. Slash is going to be on Kuzmeski. A lot of time in the penalty box this weekend. Getting nice and friendly with the off-ice officials in there. I think that's Jim Jeffries down there. Say hi to Jim for me, Shane. By the way, 16.6 remaining in the third. Cats lead 5-1. They'll finish out this game on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. Staub will just sweep this one around the boards, and that will work its way all the way down as we're in the last 10 seconds of the third. Austin Shaw will pick up his 4th straight win. The Wildcats will pick up their 4th straight win. They're going to sweep Topeka as here goes the horn, and the Wildcats win 5-1. A great weekend for Wichita Falls, top to bottom, front to back. They're going to head out of here with 4 points, and that's a good, solid performance once again for the Wildcats. If they had to really fight for it last night, tonight was a little bit easier after 3 unanswered goals by Litviak, Beaulieu, and Colin Staub. The game out of reach in the third period. We'll step aside momentarily to collect our thoughts. When we come back, we'll have the scoring summary as well as the 3 stars of the game. Don't go anywhere. It's Wildcats Hockey, presented by Armored Roofing on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Coliseum, we're putting the wrap on a great weekend for the Wildcats. 5-1. They finish off the weekend sweep of the Roadrunners, as it's going to be a longer bus ride back to Topeka for those runners, as the Wildcats hand them their first 2 losses of the season. They are now just 2 points behind Topeka for first place in the early stages of the 2014 the scoring summary, and it got going fairly early on in the first period. First, it was Jonathan Lazarus. He picked up his first career goal. They have it listed as unassisted in the box score, but it should be from Eric Yeager and Nikita Litviak. Litviak wasn't done contributing there, but we'll get into that in just a second. Lazarus scored after some great work on the forecheck, forced a turnover, and then he was able to poke it home through the legs of Drew Vogler. Second, the Wildcats doubled their advantage, making it 2-0, was Austin Bolio. He read it perfectly from the blue line, intercepted a pass D to D, and raced away shorthanded. He turned on the Jets, left his back checker trailing in his wake, and then after a quick backhand fake to open up some space to shoot, tucked it 5-hole between Vogler to make it 2-0. In the third, Daniel Rosowski pulled one back for Topeka. Stop me if you've heard this one before. With 7:34 remaining in the third period, he made it 2-1, and it looked like Topeka might pour on the pressure. However, about 4 minutes later, Nikita Litviak gave the Wildcats some breathing room, made it 3-1, and that was a lead that they would not relinquish, as they did not have to look back on that one. It was a great play. Lazarus forced it forward. Litviak took it just inside the offensive blue line, danced inside one man, dangled around another, turned him inside out, and then waited out Vogler as Vogler was down in his butterfly and then flopped on his belly, and Vogler was not able to keep Litviak from over him into the back of the net. Just for good measure, Austin Bolio picked up his second of the game, making it at 14:48 to make it 4-1 for the Wildcats, coming unassisted after a turnover in the defensive zone by Topeka. Then, just for good measure, Colin Staub picks up his first of the year. 19 of the third period. Tommy Apap and Austin Bolio. It was a good entry play by Bolio on the left wing wall. Just inside the blue line, he slammed on the brakes, turned back to the far side, and sent across a pass that hit Apap on the tape. Apap, standing at the half wall, rifled a pass to the near side post. That was the back door of the run of play, and Staub was there to tip it past Vogler into the empty net to finish off the scoring to make it 5-1. Shots on goal, the final count 34-22 in favor of the Wildcats, as they outshot Topeka both nights tonight. Making 21 saves on 22 shots in the win was Austin Shaw. Making 29 saves on 34 shots in the loss was Drew Vogler. Tonight's three stars of the game, well, a lot to choose from for the Wildcats, but it's fairly easy to get this one. Number 3 star tonight, Nikita Litviak. He had a goal and an assist, a very pretty goal as well. I'll say it one more time. Look for that one on Plays of the Week coming on Tuesday afternoon from the Knoll. Number 2 star, Jonathan Lazarus. He has a goal and an assist, his first 2 career points. That made it in just his 3rd game for the Wildcats, making a case that he should be a regular in the lineup. Then the number 1 star tonight, Boyo. Anyone else? 2 goals today, 2 goals yesterday. He had 3 points on the afternoon, 5 points on the weekend, and Bolio is the number 1 star of the game. Our next broadcast will be Friday evening, October 3rd, when the Wildcats host the Lone Star Brahmas. 7:05 start time. We're back to 7:05 starts after today's 1:05 puck drop. Pre-game starting at 6:50 on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Until then, I'm Ben Horner saying thanks so much for listening to this presentation of Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing. Until next time, have a great day and take care.